community big on English. It's not something that happened by default. It is something that actually happened because we were responding to oppression from the imperialists. And we needed to find ways and structures that would learn and understand the imperialist language so that we can use the same language to educate our people so that we could fight back in terms of gaining our lands that we were losing, and also educating our young people to leave the country. And you remember the airlift project by what's his name, Tom Boyer and all that. So that's why you're seeing there is a so kila siku mko hapa mnasema ati hey, Wajaluo na kizungu. Hii kitu tulilazimishwa nayo, si ati ni kitu ambayo tulifanya kwa kupenda kwetu. No, but then it was something that in the end benefited us, because we valued and understood that if we were going to tackle colonial structures, you need education. Because what they were imposing, and they kept on quoting the Lancaster, says this and that, and then you don't know anything about it. You don't understand anything. So we needed to change that. So that's our history. And I know that most of you also don't know that the Luos were the biggest laborers during colonization. They were taken to go and labor, build the Kenya-Ugandan railways, because the Mau Mau Kikuyus were fighting the war in the forest. The Luos were removed from their homes to go and build the railways. They were the greatest laborers. And you see, we have those.
Hello guys, it's your girl Patience Status. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscription box and put on the notification bell so that you don't forget any time I post a new video. Remember, I'm the queen of online gossip. So welcome to today's video. Don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment on the comment section.
Alafu they're ugly and everything else mzungu alikuambia. So me, my big nose has a problem. Na acha nikwambia Diana, kesho ukiniokota, because unaweza niokota kesho, who are we? Ama mimi nikokote kesho, I'll start, Diana, you're so ugly. Mapua yako inakunywa oxygen yote TikTok. I'm like, are you guys serious? So your ideals on beauty are based on colonial ideas, and you don't see how you're neo-colonized. Mko hapa contouring your nose to Eurocentric ideas, and these people, some of them can't even breathe. That's why they're going to these people. Waende watengenezwa mapua, uso, everything. Na wewe Mungu alikupatia for free, uko hapa hating your ancestors. I swear to God, Diana, it's so diabolical, so demonic. I swear to God. Mi sielewangi hiyo kitu, but maybe it's just me, I'm overthinking.
No, me, I don't. Honestly, let me tell you, I would put foundation and powder, period. I'm not doing anything else. I don't know toner, I don't know what primer, what nonsense. My skin is beautiful as a black woman. All I need is just put a little touch up and that's it. I do not want to change how I look. I don't want to look different. I don't want to look like a doll. I don't want to have pink blushes on my cheeks. No, I'm a black woman. Okay? I can look beautiful if I want to, without having to wear makeup. I mean, makeup is a choice, but then I don't need to conform and change myself to look some type of way, because it doesn't make sense to me at all. This is something that we struggle with all the time. You see, even all this, how do I call it? This idea of just wanting to look smaller. Guys, the way we are as African women, we are not small. We are not small-bodied. We were not, that is not our ancestors. Our ancestors had big bottoms, big buttocks, the small, not necessarily tiny waist, but we were big bottomed women and fair skin. And we were full breasts and full grown women that, our skins were silky and smooth. That's how we were, shining black and glowing. But most of us today want to change that. We want to look different just to suit the needs of the West. That's something that and that's why even body shaming, you see, body shaming, hating of women and everything, it also stems from white supremacy. That's why I'm telling you, the effects of colonization are so many. If we pay attention, we can really see, honestly, and see what's going on, because this is why the denial of what has happened to us as Africans is where now we go wrong. That's why we tell people to know their history, to understand how the African woman's body has been brutalized and abused to suit the whites, the needs of the colonial masters. And it still continues today. If you read the stories of our freedom fighters, even the women that used to struggle when they were going into the forest to help the Mau Mau, what used to happen to them and their bodies? Do you people know how the Kikuyus ended up being a matriarchal society? You guys don't know. And you guys don't understand that even though that the Kikuyu sons and daughters were taken out of their Kikuyu homes because of what happened with the colonialists, the truth is that kind of setting kind of helped the matriarchal community in the Kikuyu community to grow, which then gave the Kikuyu women the voice that they have today. If you compare the statistics about Kikuyu women leaving unions that are abusive compared to Luo women, Kikuyu women would quickly leave an abusive man compared to a Luo woman. Why? Because Kikuyu women were brought up in systems where women took the lead role. Women were decision makers because the sons in the Kikuyu community were taken away because of the privilege that Kikuyu community had when it comes to land. And land was a big resource for the colonialists at that time. So when they came, and that is why also you are seeing all the national schools in Kenya, most of them are in Kikuyu land and in the fertile lands. You people don't know that history. Why do we have Alliance, Mangu, where they are? It's because those places were very fertile and the colonialists settled in those areas and they felt they needed to be there. So most of the sons that were there, the sons were taken out of those areas at that time because the colonialists had occupied those areas. And when the Kikuyu men were fighting, the Mau Mau were fighting, the women had to remain without husbands and their sons. And it is during that time that the matriarchal setting in the Kikuyu community started growing and becoming stronger. And that is what you people have inherited. They say today somebody calling her Nabenta Cohen, you are calling her Cohen by default, but you don't understand. That idea of her being at a place where she knows a man needs to benefit her, it stems from what their mothers, their grandfathers learned because of colonization.
Let me add, sorry, hi guys, hi Dee, hi Mombi, Zubeida, Mikebe, Mel, and Mom. Now listen, you know, some of us, we didn't even see our grandfathers, because why they were finished during Mau Mau. So like the side of my mom, my grandmother brought up her kids, and she was a half of Masai and Wayaki daughter. So she took the responsibility of raising her kids, and they went to school because they came from that side of Kabete area, etc. So there was some civilizations and they were Christians. Then the other side of my dad, they were Ongiek, you know, the traditional whatever, the founders, I mean the real Kenyans, whereby they were these cattle and pastoralists and these kind of things. So we have the mixed this thing, and people learned how to be hard, and even the way we eat. Like for example, for me, I think it's genetic. I cannot do without meat, and raw meat, not okay, or medium nyama, unaona. So some of these things, they are genetics, and also this thing of having a headstrong comes also, it's actually genetics. And as Kikuyu women, Diana, we don't talk much. What they do, we were taught how to keep secrets, maintain ourselves, but you, even if your husband is not there, you're able to take care of your whole family. Because I saw how my grandmother did with her farm. Used to go to the market and she raised her kids, she raised even some of my cousins. So there is that thing of, and you're given some respect, sort of a thing. And she didn't even have to get married. She was married like you know, that woman who was Psalms 31 woman. So women,
Proverbs.
be independent, yes.
Proverbs 31.
31, yeah.
The most patriarchal, narcissistic Bible verse. Thank you.
Imagine that. And so it shows for me, even if I don't have a man, I can still work. I don't have to beg. I was taught even if you sleep without food, the following day, amka, oga, zipake mafuta, dress well, be smart. Nobody knows what you have taken, you have in the stomach. It is your secret, yes. No, even our mother used to tell us, if you shower, and my mother used to buy us clothes at Deacon's. As long as you shower, apply Vaseline. Don't show your hunger. As much as even ulale njaa, have that will of tomorrow is another day. And that keeps me actually going. Tomorrow is another day. You don't have to, and also live according to your means. Hii tamaa watu wako nayo ndio inaua watu. Yeah.
Go ahead, Diana.
So I was gonna tell you like the difference between, the reason why you see sometimes people like there's fighting also between the Luo and the Kikuyu. You know, of course you guys know. Oh God, I don't wanna watch this. This is sad. Aye. Okay, football is going on, guys.
Hii itakuwa nini extra time?
Focus, Diana. You got the Agikoyo nation and the Luo nation. And the fate of our
I'm focusing. I'm sorry. I just don't want Argentina.
No, Bobby, even me I'm watching, Even me I'm watching.
I don't want Argentina.
Watch me go focused on women issues.
But at the same time, Diana, the way you have said, the way Diana, let me say something, Diana. Guess what? Every Christmas, Mombi, we used to have this oil, tallow oil, nyama choma, Christmas.
Yeah. Yes.
That all used to be distributed. Mukichinja like family.
Absolutely.
Mukichinja iyo mafuta ilikuwa inabaki.
I'm sorry, guys. This is crazy.
Diana,
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you another side of me. By the way, I love football. I swear I
Me
do.
too.
TikTok, umeambiwa TikTok amesema mko na red card Argentina.
I'm not supporting Argentina for sure.
Oh, okay. TikTok, jiongeleshe leo kwa hii comment
I don't support Argentina, and let me tell you,
Let me finish.
Ngoja mimi ngoja Diana amalize mambo zake.
Yangu hata si mob, yangu si mob. We used to have this Christmas oil ya tallow. After mbuzi zimechinjwa, there was that tallow oil. And guess what? We'd use it for cooking. And we learned from our grandmother, you can apply it in your body. I'm a Vaseline. Do you know, in my family, we don't use makeup. For me, eye pencil, I'm a lipstick. That's it.
But no, now since umesema to interrupt Spain versus Argentina, let's go ahead. As women in the diaspora, I want to ask you those, because I suspect you, me, and Diana have been in the diaspora longer than 2 decades. Isn't it funny the things that were being done in Africa, because we are millennials, back then are now being done in the civilized world, quote unquote civilized, because civilization, we have realized civilization was in Africa, si mzungu, because how can you be so munaua watu and then you call that civil? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Wakristo mtaniua. Leo na kanyaga eggshells because ya followers wa Diana. Staki municharaze.
No, I'm good.
But what I'm asking is this, sarcastically, isn't it so funny? The most profitable food resource in America today is whole foods, because we are organic. But yet, when my grandmother was growing ndoma, sweet potatoes, whatever, alikuwa na mavi ya ng'ombe, you people said it was uncivilized. Now, America is going back to uncivilization. Hawataki pesticides. They want no pesticides, no sijinini. They go like, oh, but when Africa was doing it.
Are you talking about GMOs?
Yes, in every way. In America, don't you see it? Everything is going back to Africa now. But then,
what is happening with GMOs in the West is completely different from what our grandfathers and our grandmothers used to do. It's a completely different scenario.
The organic food in Africa. Let me say this: Africa has the best. Number one is because of the weather. Two, if you have your own garden, you can do everything organic. Unaona? And the difference na America ni hata mayai, hata ukisikia ni organic. Also there is that effect of the weather. There's no way you have like here I have 2 chickens. Unajua mimi uzichinja. Nazichinjanga zikifika winter. Why? Because of the weather. I have 2
Let me
chickens.
ask you, Mims, let me cut you off. I want to ask you a question. Since you're a farmer by trade, me and Diana were just diasporans. Chineke. How is it that Africans in Africa are lactose free, but as people in the northern hemisphere that are black are lactose intolerant? All of us.
Can I answer this? You know, some of us, it doesn't actually affect the ones who came to, like, maybe when the kids, when they're young, they move to or born or maybe younger, wakikuja America ama in the Western world, they're not really affected as kama wazazi, unaona, because if you spend in an environment for over 20 years, it's not easier for you to adjust your way of eating, culture, vitu kama hizo zina affect, unaona, maji. Hence the reason sisi wenye wamekuja huku, you have to take a lot of calcium, focus on food, focus on everything. Our watoto wengine, they adapt because their hormones are different. For us, we have to act, hormones zetu hazipelekani na food zao, unaona, lakini watoto it's easier to adjust, or who've been born there, you know, you ndio now the difference. And hence the reason sisi tuko na shida mpaka na meno, tuko na shida na bones. You have to take extra proteins, you have to take extra supu. Oh, who was one? Aki niko hapa upstairs.
No, listen, let me tell you, there's like a goal that's supposed to be, there's like I'm telling you, swear, the amount of anxiety I have for this game, it's crazy. I'm just so anxious until I'm like, I can't even think. I'm trying to multitask and think like 20 things. I'm trying to, honestly, I want to be part of the conversation, but I want this goal. Shoot! Damn!
Who's won?
Guy, Diana.
Damn!
Nobody.
Oh my God!
What was Spain?
That was a good.
Diana, focus.
That was a
We
good
need her
kick.
brain here.
That was a good kick. That was a good. That was a good kick.
Time.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a wonderful.
Buenas tardes. Spanish people from a Mexican continent,
God,
a Latino
that's it.
continent. Can you score?
We are
Send good
going
vibes.
into extra time. Hi,
then
okay,
Shall
let's
we
get
water
back into the
or
conversation. This is crazy, man. I didn't think this would go this far. We are going into
I said
extra
even
time.
after halftime, I said it's going to be hard.
Memes, I will focus on me. Wachana Diana. Diana will join us later.
No, I'm
the
here.
conversation.
I'm back. It's done. Like they have gone to break and they'll come back. We're gonna have 15, I think,
minutes. Yeah,
extra time. So that's fine. But I love soccer. I do. And I think nowadays my love for soccer has really gone down. I'm an Arsenal fan, by the way. I'm an Arsenal fan. Don't tell me to be an Arabic Stars fan. I will not. Don't push it. Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan. So that's just how it is. Anyway, we gotta give it up to America. They really tried to host a wonderful World Cup. Let's just say
We
that.
did.
Yeah.
When I saw Kansas City go orange because of Netherlands, I was so proud. Guys.
Yeah, that was good. Even us here in Philly, we went green because of Brazil. So it was really cool. It was nice. I loved it.
It was the most fun I've ever had. And this only comes 4 years. So guys, this was a treat. I swear to God.
It was. It really was.
I experienced this in 2006. It was in Germany. I was pregnant, and the heat. You can imagine being pregnant in August, and August. July.
I'm glad it was. I think you guys must have struggled a lot because you guys are not big on ACs. Because us here, we've managed to keep the stadium.
No, we don't even have.
I'm bragging. I'm bragging. We have managed to.
We have civilized people have air conditioning because if we didn't have, the rates of murder would be 90%.
We have managed to keep it cool for the players. You gotta give it up for us. We've tried, Yeah, it's been really crazy. Anyway, I think like back to our discussion, and I was talking about history and how important it is, because I feel like most of the times when we don't know our history, it's very difficult for us to understand where we are coming from or why we do some things the way we do them, you know. Like I remember one time, most people here don't understand why the Luos are big on education or big on English, you know. It's not something that just happened. They did not wake up and started, Luos did not wake up and started loving English, no. Something happened in our history through Odera Kango, you know.
Yeah.
Those were the first pioneers of education when he went and learned when they were
Mute
going,
kidogo.
you
Mute
know,
kidogo means.
when they were learning, when he came from Uganda after getting British education, he decided this is what he's going to be using to impact the Luo community. And so through Odera Kango, he started having small barazas where people would learn English in the Luo community. And the reason why he proposed and put forth education is because Odera Kango plus other stakeholders that were there before understood that the imperialists used the constitution to disenfranchise us. So they needed to educate the Luo community about the constitution because there was the law. Then the reason why we were losing our land. So for us to gain possession, we needed to understand the law and the imperialist structures that were put in place. That is why education was proposed a lot in the Luo community, especially South Nyanza, where it began. So when you see Luo community, the people in the Luo community big on English, it's not something that happened by default. It is something that actually happened because we were responding to oppression from the imperialists. And we needed to find ways and structures that would learn and understand the imperialist language so that we can use the same language to educate our people so that we could fight back in terms of gaining our lands that we were losing, and also educating our young people to leave the country. And you know, you remember the airlift project by what's his name, Tom Boyer and all that. So that's why you're seeing there is so kila siku mko hapa mnasema ati hey, Wajaluo na Kizungu. Hii kitu tulilazimishwa nayo, si ati ni kitu ambayo tulifanya kwa kupenda kwetu, no, but then it was something that in the end benefited us, you know, because we valued and understood that if we were going to tackle colonial structures, you need education, because what they were imposing, and they kept on quoting the Lancaster, you know, says this and that, and then you don't know anything about it, you don't understand anything. So we needed to change that. So that's our history. And I know that most of you also don't know that the Luos were the biggest laborers during colonization. They were taken to go and labor, build the Kenya-Ugandan railways, because the Mau Mau Kikuyus were fighting the war in the forest. The Luos were removed from their homes to go and build the railways. They were the greatest laborers. And you see, we have those many engineers. So sione mko na ma-engineer wa 10 kwa nyumba, it's a default. No. Imetoka kwa ule shosho yako, grandfather yako mwenye alikuwa amechukuliwa na mkoloni kujenga railway, because Luos were innovators apart from being fishermen. Yes. Have you not seen doctors in the Luo community? Nyumba moja iko na madaktari 5, nyumba moja iko na ma-engineer 5, watu kila mtu ni engineer. You think it has just happened by default? No. These people have taken, you know, from their great grandfathers. It's an ancestral thing that has been passed down from generations. If your grandfather was taken to go and build the Kenya-Uganda railway, there are chances that you could be an engineer. You could be a mechanical engineer just because your grandfather was, you know, innovating ways to fix things. So they passed that gene back to you. It happens.
Let me say something, Diana. Like for us, most of it was Onjiek and Mwaki. These were herdings, the ones who are traveling with cows. That's the reason. Masai, Samburus, Kikuyu, most of Kikuyus, especially from Kabete, our side, they are mixers. And what people do not know, that the people of Meru, some of them, they were the outcasts. Hence the reason walitumwa uko Meru, wakakana uko. Kwa sababu it's like they were the working together with wazungus, while Mau Mau walikuwa nachapa wazungu. So wakatumwa ni kama, you know, you people you know, snipers. Ndio walitumwa uko. Unaona? So hence the reason unaonanga mpaka language yao it's so different from the Kikuyus from Embu au wengine Nyeri, Murang'a, Kiambu, etc. So there's a lot of history, and this other side of us, most of it, we are mixes of Maasai, these other pastoralists. Unaona? So as we are shown to be traders, kufanya biashara, na sisi tulikuwa and we were Christians, and wazungus brought a civilization, and we had to
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That, let me say, memes, that word civilization is very triggering for those of us who don't subscribe to Christianity and to the white man's idea, YT idea of civilization. Because I consider, for example, today, I consider my grandmother, my great-grandmother, the most civilized. And the reason I do that is because even though my grandmother, who was born in 1921, and she's a cougar because she married, 1920, and she married my grandfather, who was born in 1920. My grandmother was always a rebel. Munisamehe. We have a reason why we are questioning the idea of civilization. What is civilization? Because if we go by the white person's idea of civilization, actually the most barbaric person on this earth is a white person.
Mm-hmm.
No, like
So if you come here and tell us about Diana, I swear to God, memes. I don't even have Diana's phone number. I don't have her DMs.
But at the same time,
but me and her are on the same wavelength. When I tell you civilization is a very triggering word for those of us black people.
Listen, Mombi.
Okay, tell me.
Fact remains, education, the Christians, the missionaries. Thank
you. You're going back to YT people. Listen to yourself.
No, I'm not saying in a bad way, but that's a fact. I'm not here actually to impress anybody.
No. Okay, it's not about impression. We are having a debate.
We are telling you what it is. You're telling us ideals. Was your grandmother stupid?
Still again, I'm going to say something.
No, let me ask you a question, Memes. Is your grandmother an idiot?
No, she wasn't.
Was your grandfather an idiot?
No.
Did she speak English? Did she speak English?
My grandmother spoke English because...
Okay, my grandmother did not speak English, but my grandmother had more properties than a lot of the Gen Zs today. And guess
what is the benchmark? What is the benchmark of idiocy in this context?
Thank you.
Because I think it's okay. Sometimes your grandmother can be an idiot. It's okay. It happens. We cannot say that. Yes, I'm just being honest at the end of the day. Like, listen, let's just be honest, because idiocy is not subscribed to, a particular people.
Diana, to me, idiocy is this, Idiocy. Let me define my idiocy according to Mombi. Idiocy is not based on whitey ideals of intelligence, because even before the white person came to Kikuyu land, my forefathers were still doctors, lawyers. Tulikuwa. We existed before the Mzungu came to Africa. That is why we have...
Okay, why is it not being updated, man? There's a goal from space.
Let me tell you, even today, I swear to the living God, Diana, if I show you my grandfather's will, it's written in Kikuyu, which would be considered uncivilized. But guess what? My grandfather was a millionaire. I am not.
Wait, you mean memes has left?
Mimi nimesoma kushinda my grandfather. Now my grandmother.
Well,
actually, I am the most educated person in my family, but those people who are considered uncivilized, they were more prosperous than me. Now let's go.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that goal is offside?
Your goal is YT goals, Diana.
Okay, thank you. I know, but then I'm asking, what happened to memes? What did
memes are mekoma because she came here to tell us about YT ideas. Thank
I
you.
feel like memes really likes the white kids.
Kuja hapa. Memes,
Memes.
panda baby. Hatuna chuki.
Do you
We're
wanna
just trying to educate baby. Leo Lakeside na Murema tuko pamoja. Na I swear to God guys.
Nyinyi watu wa
Mutasema
Mlima,
mimi na Diana tumepanga. I swear to
sasa
God
mjue
sijawahi.
hiyo chuki yenye mko nayo na Wajaluo. Sasa unaelewa historia yake. Sasa ile
Thank
Wajaluo
you.
walikuwa wanasoma, wanaambiwa maneno ya kusoma Kizungu kuelewa constitution. Nyinyi mlikuwa mnafuatana huko kwa mistuni mkipigana huko.
Thank you.
Mnatafuta your land. And at the end of the day, to be honest, what happened to Mau Mau was sad because Kenyatta ended up, selling out the Mau Mau. And it's just sad. Like, seriously, I feel like there's a lot of similarity between Kenyatta and Nelson Mandela. Sellouts. That's easy because that's what happened, First of all, Kenyatta married a white woman.
Yep.
Yes, he did marry a white woman when we were fighting for freedom. Can you imagine this man went and married a white woman and had a child with a white woman when we were still struggling to fight for independence? Can you believe it? And he was our president. Like that amount of betrayal, it's just sad. How then do you even think about it? Like, how do we free ourselves from that? Like, there's a lot of history in Kenya that we are not paying attention to. Like, most of us are in denial of that fact. And I do remember that there were conversations. That were raised. You know why I'm laughing? Because there was a time in 1968 when this debate was raised in Kenyan parliament.
Bible!
Let me tell you, Akina Chigoneko, they called him to order. They asked him, how are we going to fight the colonial and the imperialists if our own leaders are cordoning and warming their beds with the colonial masters? How is it possible? How are we going to do that?
That's why I'm telling you.
So that is why these questions were being raised, So
let's raise them, Diana. Why are we afraid as African women? So for me, I can disagree with you, Diana, on 20 things and agree with you on one. Why can't we have a conversation then on the one thing we agree on? And that's why nataka umeniuliza my definition of civilization. Let memes answer, and then you, Diana, you go last on your definition since it's your platform. Let's go. Twende nalo.
Whoa. Civilization. First of all, where did that word come from?
Memes. My own daughter from Murema.
Memes is watching football, alive. And then when someone calls you uncivilized,
Memes usijiangushe, baby girl.
Anakuangusha again. She's not a mod.
Mimi nimegrow up Langata. Kulikuwa na haya.
She's not a moderator, so she cannot drop you.
No,
listen. Hata mkiniangusha don't give a damn. Nimezoea kuangushwa.
Mummy, on a very serious note.
What would be the basis of you being dropped? It doesn't make sense. Chapa mpira bwana.
I don't understand. You know me today, if I have my microphone, I'm going to get my 15 minutes of fame since Mutaratara said I'm looking for fame. Thank you. Mutaratara.
Like you, anyway, I don't want to talk much. I'm feeling like this is crazy. I don't know. No. But I was gonna tell you, I'm gonna be
hosting. But still, again,
I'm gonna be hosting people from Africa on my platform, guys.
Listen,
did I tell you that? I wanted to tell you.
Why did memes ngoja kidogo niambie Diana kitu that I wanted to tell, and then you can speak, because me, I have the capacity to mute. I'm a trained journalist, okay?
I'm okay with you guys having a conversation. Like, I don't know why you feel like I would drop you. No, these are the kind of conversations that actually make me happy.
Diana, you're very controversial, right?
I am controversial, but I'm also open to conversations like this.
You're like licorice. I feel like either somebody really loves you or really hates you. There's no in between, right? So sometimes when we have the ability to come on your platform, for me as Mombi, I feel like, let me say what I got to say because I'll never get this chance again. Now, so what I am saying to you is this. I want everybody to have the ability to challenge mindsets, because if you are a secure woman, which I am, I don't mind you guys challenging me on my thought, because my thought can change. Only an idiot doesn't change ideas. there's a capacity for us to learn and unlearn and relearn ideas, right? So, as I said that, the reason I want Mims to tell me what her idea of civilization is as a Kenyan Agikuyu woman, and then Diana, you as a Kenyan diaspora and Luo woman from the lakeside, I want to learn. Thank you, very important. Mwah.
Let me say something. Can I take the mic first?
Yeah, sure.
It was not intentional, like to hurt anybody, but I have also a question to Diana when I talked about the civilization that was brought by the missionaries in Kabete. Yeah? Let me say something.
Okay, what's your question?
Why did the Luos went to the US to study? You get? Where did
Yes.
they go?
Why did they go to the US to study?
Yeah.
The Luos went to the US to study because they realized that for us to fight the colonial masters, we needed to understand the structures that they had put in place in terms of the constitution. You do remember that the colonialists had come to us and changed our government, our systems of governance that we had in our clans system. You understand? So they put imperialist ideas that were supposed to control land when they were giving certain privileges to certain communities in terms of land that put strife amongst us.
And now,
so the
let me
Luos
ask you.
needed to learn and understand the constitution based on an imperialist language, which was English. Most of them were flown to Britain, and they needed to understand how, they were going to tackle all the decisions that were made by the Whiteys about the Kenyan governance system that they had imposed on us. They would never do it without education. They needed to understand the language first of all.
And now, what is
English.
the difference, Diana? What is the difference between the Kikuyus who they were Zungus brought civilization within our region? What was
Wazungu
the
did not,
difference?
first let me correct you, Wazungus did not bring civilization.
The missionaries.
No, they did not. They did not bring civilization. They
Of course
brought
they
their
were
own.
schools.
No, let me just say this. What the Muzungus brought, let me mute you a little because there is some background noise you have. I want to explain this properly. I'll give you the mic. Civilization was not brought by the Mzungus to Africa, to Kenya. I'm speaking about Kenya because Kenya had their own ways of doing things. We did have our own ways of life before the Mzungus came. What they brought to us was their way of life, which was supposed to erase our ideologies, our ethnicity, our identity, and what we had from our ancestors. That is what happened. So they did not bring civilization. They brought imperialist ideas and imperialist ideologies to Kenya. Those ideologies were supposed to help them colonize us, period. They needed one language, which was English, that they needed to do that. They also needed to erase and remove our gods, which they demonized and said that we are worshipping people that had died before, that were not good, those were spirits of evil. They needed to come and change the structures that we had in the family setting, even when it comes to our laws that we had down, if the clan settings, okay? Because we had the clan community settings. Even in the Kikuyu community, the matriarchal settings that were there, they came and they became even, exacerbant because of colonization. So they needed one language imposed upon Kenyans so that they could sell their ideologies. That was to erase your ethnicity. Do you know something about ethnicity and culture? Is that as a Kikuyu, when you're worshipping Ngai, the connection is very clear because Ngai is from your ancestry. But when you remove that connection, then it also removes you from, your earthly bounds and commitments, to your gods. And that also changes your name and your identity. So you stop being called Mobe, you start calling yourself Regina because you're forgetting who you are and your identity. If you don't know who you are, it's very difficult for you to fight for anything that belongs to you. That is how the erasure of the history of Africans began. And so they needed to, first of all, dismantle the political systems that we had, dismantle the family unit dismantle the spiritual connections that we had with nature and the universe. Because when we prayed to the sun, we prayed to the mountains, we prayed to the lake, and we talked about the land of abundance. When there is drought and there is rain, we had our rainmakers that were praying for the rain and everything that was going on in Africa. We had our medicine men that were using plants and herbs to heal our children, and they needed to change that. They called all that witchcraft. They said that everything that we did and believed in was not right, and therefore their own God and their Bible was correct at that moment. And they say made us believe that a white person was the best for us because white represented purity. And then our color black was demonized, and it was a representation of Satan, the evil one. And that is how we ended up being seen as second class when it comes to humanity and race. That is why black has been demonized. Black people are demonized because it is a white supremacy ideology, that your color defines being evil. Your color is associated with the devil in the Bible. Being black and the practices you had when it comes to healing, medicine, and what we had from our rainmakers was deemed witchcraft. Yet the same whiteys have Jesus dying and resurrecting, and they want you to pray through this person that died again. So they needed all these settings so that they could change everything that we believed in. Once they did that, it was easier for them to start brainwashing you and start bringing their idea of civilization. There's no way you'll tell me civilization was brought by the whiteys. Fire was invented in Africa. That's where it came from. The first fires were started in Africa. The first human generations and first human origin of humanity began in Africa. Everybody in the world today came from Africa. So civilization began in Africa. So they needed to change. And by the way, just so when we talk about whiteys being barbaric and the barbarism coming from whiteys, we are doing it so legitimately because we understand everything they did to come and plant our resources was done systemically. They first needed to map Africa. They came to scramble for it. They moved us from one place to another. That has affected us still today. You think that the Luos ended up in Uganda and Kenya and South Sudan by default? No. Migration happened because of the mapping system that was done by the Europeans. So the erasure of our ethnicity began when the colonialists landed in Africa. So civilization was in Africa, by Africans, for Africans, and it needed to be removed so that the idea of civilization imposed by whiteys was put upon us. And that is why today you see a lot of you hating the mud huts, saying that this for poor people. But those are some of the straw and reed, some of the most safest homes to live in today, by all standards. So they brought building and construction using materials, iron ore and everything. So we've changed for sure, we have. But most of us are still embracing those whitey ideologies, and there's really nothing we can do apart from the fact that we need to pay attention to what is happening to us as Africans in terms of leadership. That is where we are stuck. Like if you're going to talk about growth of Africa in leadership and where women are when it comes to affirmative action and progressive growth, just economically, I think we're still behind. And we just need to wake up. That's all I can say for now. I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. And, they brought formative education, but at the end of the day, what I see, for Kenya, we need to change the constitution because we are still using the British law. Mm-hmm. Just the other day, it was changed, the family law. Land law, it has to be changed.
What are you talking about? Blade, memes, don't you know that we amended the constitution? Are you not aware?
I know.
Why are you scaring me?
No, listen, I understand, but it's just the other day, family law was so British, the old British law.
Wait, I'd like to say something, memes, before Diana responds. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let me get the mic. I want to say this because before this becomes an issue where we become emotive, okay? Now, this is what I've got to say. You sound beams very in the right direction. Dada nataka wewe ni live yako unatukoma wewe mwanamke. Okay. We're not going to have an emotive conversation because we are women who are diasporans, and this is where we're going to go. So let me suggest this. For me, we dada mute. But let me say this, Mims, because I see where you're headed. I'm going to challenge you as a Kikuyu woman, and I'm going to challenge Diana as a Luo woman. Okay? What have you done within your community to educate yourself, unlearn, relearn your culture before ukuje kusema on a national level we need to do this? You have not earned. None of us have earned the right to speak on a national level, because guess what? We take for granted the fact that Kikuyu, Luo, Luya, Kalenjins, like 10 major tribes, we speak on behalf of 30 other tribes that are not represented. But the question is this, Mim, since you wanted to bring it up, what have you done within the Gikuyu community to educate yourself on basic Kikuyuism? For example, if you want to unlearn the neo-colonialistic ideas you're representing here today, because they are neo-colonialistic, have you learned the fact that the Kikuyu people had their own calendar before Mzungu aingie? For example, my name, and I can proudly say this because both of you bear colonial names, my name Mombi, it represents a mother and a creator. I am the most prominent of all our Gikuyu people, even before Gikuyu, because Gikuyu, even though he was a father, he was not a creator. I am a creator. Now I'm asking you these names. Have you even learned the Kikuyu names of January, February, March, April, May? Your calendar is based on Mzungu. Your idea on civilization is based on Mzungu.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pay attention. How many minutes are remaining till the end of the game? Oh my God, shit, these people are so aggressive. Unaenda wapi?
Mimi nataka kuchallenge hata we Diana.
When have you give me time? Come on, we are trying to
okay, but I'm challenging both of you, but una watch soccer, so I'm asking both of you within your community. Sorry, Mombi.
Okay, so
Mims, let me land my plane. Okay, with both of you, me being the moderator of the comment section right now, what have you done within your communities to educate yourself about your own culture, or is your ideology of civilization based on the Mzungu? Because what I want to see, Mims, is you opening a platform, Diana open a platform and say, Luos, come here, let's learn. Mims, I want you to open a platform, you say to the Kikuyus, let's learn together, even what you don't know.
No, Mombi, that's expecting too much of us. Like, I mean, we really try. Sorry. As much as you are trying to judge us, we try.
High expectations, sorry.
Yeah, guys, no, we try. Even you are in a position to do that. Do you know that? Like,
I did that, and nobody responded, Diana. Nobody responded. Ask them.
Listen, and you talk about us being speakers. Some of us are speakers in a global perspective. We are not just the speakers in the
fight South Africa before
no, like seriously, like issues about culture and everything. Some of us do it in a different level, and of course, I have really tried to use my platform to talk about culture a lot. I do so. I talk about it a lot. I do. I don't know. It's just that sometimes, on this platform, we all know there are things that people like to subscribe to, which is disturbing. And in as much as we try to put education and use this platform, you can see the response. Sometimes when you're having serious discussions, people don't really chime in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad
and diabolical.
Mm-hmm. So,
because we'd rather sit here and talk about Mims Kinembe, it would be over 20k people, but when we're talking about Luo culture, it's only 288.
If I start screaming now, this live will have 5,000 people. If I start saying that I want to expose somebody here,
Ona.
You'll see the viewers
Wallahi.
shooting to heavens right now.
The
So
afternoon sessions.
yeah, and that is also another reason why we should be, worried, because it means there's something also wrong with us as a people.
So why didn't
Like,
you
what
consider us, Diana, when you wanted to open your platform? Why didn't you consider us? You wanted celebrities. Me and Mims not celebrities enough?
What do you mean celebrities?
The day you wanted to open your platform, Ile, and you said you're bringing somebody important. Are we not important enough?
No, you are. Actually, I'm the
But
one
you've
who's
never invited me to a platform and said, let me call the queen of Agikoyo land, let me call the queen of Teso
Listen,
land.
I've
Queen
just
of
recently, I'm planning to host people from Africa on my platform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm working on that, and so I'm hoping to bring in Kenyans of sound mind.
Breaking news, Zubeida, Amka, Zubeida, Amka,
Yeah.
Amka.
So
Breaking news.
I want to make sure I can host, because most of the time when I go to their platforms, they say that they would want to come to my platform and listen and be part of the conversations, but they usually find it difficult because I speak Swahili all the time. So and I tell them it's because I'm not hosting you. If I was to host you, I would really just not speak Swahili. I would speak English, at the end of the day. So that's what I was trying to say, that Swahili is something I do when we're just ourselves as Kenyans. But moving forward, I believe I'm going to use my platform to have discussions, especially on geopolitics in a global perspective. Those
Can I say
conversations
something?
are necessary. Yeah.
I want to say something, yeah. Since I came into TikTok, I have learned about different cultures. Hata kama tulisoma now from nursery to, I'm getting deeper, going deeper to understand everybody's culture, and that actually has helped me. Kuongea ukweli. It has really helped me because I'm understanding everybody and who is who, how to relate with everybody. Unaona? And it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Two Spain. Yay!
Wamescore?
Ya pili.
Are you serious?
Mel for 5 hours tumekuwa kwa hii live. Mel, uko poa?
At your offside. Oh shit, it's offside. What the fuck?
Imagine 5 hours later.
Now why was this person offside? Mjinga.
Dr. Judy sasa.
Why was this guy? Why was he offside? What happened? What happened that this person ended up being offside? What happened? Why did this person get to be Akimi? I'm tired of football sometimes. This is not good for my blood pressure. I'm being honest. Something is going on with my blood pressure, which I really don't like. Oh, that guy touched the ball with his hands. It's not over. It's not over, Dr. Judy. Still here. I feel like Argentina might score. This is a very crazy team. They might score. Aki, I'm feeling.
Okay, I hope Argentina wins.
Please, you don't
for
know.
North America.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't want them
Diana
to
for once in your life. Diana, I want to be the
let
person
them
that
go away. We
agitates
don't
your
want them to win
mind.
anything. How many minutes do we have, guys, to the end of this game? Because I'm feeling terrible. There's something going on with me. I'm super anxious. My head is like spinning right now. I can't even think. Like, seriously. In 120 minutes, the game. Shit, guys, 6 minutes is a long time. Look at this man going to score now. Told you. Look at that. They have a corner. This is bad. This is not good. I don't like this. 7 minutes is a long time in football. I'm not lying to you guys. Whoa, chapa mpira ndoyo, See, look at their tricks. I told you. Oh, it has gone over. I told you 7 minutes is a long time, guys, and I feel like Argentina is putting a lot of pressure.
Imeisha, Spain won it.
Imeisha?
Bado.
We kwenda huko.
Dada.
Haiwezekani, guys. Hii bado, guys, nawaambia nini bado ni nini. Ni time ni mingi.
Argentina wanacheza.
Yeah, they are playing. They are really, really rough. These guys are not joking.
Twende. Goal. Yawa.
Goal inaenda wapi? Huyu unajua watu, by the way, me I don't trust these people.
Huyu
You see like
black
these balls being played now. Unaona kama hizi zinarushwa rushwa hivi. These are not safe balls, I swear. Like see what's going on. Yeah, please put the pressure on Spain. Keep putting good. Twende nalo. Twende nalo. Shit,
hakuna
look at this boy now. Nini nilimfanya? This you know, if they score two mguu yake, I think something happened to his leg. Ama he was offside, so he gave up.
Guy.
I don't think Spain will win, guys. There's a problem. I'm not happy. I'm very. I should turn off my TV, guys. I'm not okay.
No, it's good day.
I should turn it off and then I'll turn it on later.
Hakuna haishindi. Ndi naona mbele yako, so don't worry. Nikikwambia
No. Ona, ndio hiyo. Ona.
Hakuna.
Look at that.
Nothing.
Aki sikudanganyi, these people are just too tricky. Wezi.
Wamemuumiza huyu kijana Aki.
Amempiga mdomo na mpira. How many minutes do we have, guys?
Wanafanya hivi ndio minutes ziongezwe.
How many minutes?
Hata sijui, hata wasemi. Yawa.
Ni kama niko kwa labor jameni. Hii ni labor ward, hii ni labor. This is labor. Penalty loading. I believe this could be a penalty. But no, haiwezi kuwa penalty. It cannot be a penalty.
Wakifunga inaenda penalty. Argentina wakifunga.
What happened to this guy? What happened? He was offside. Oh yeah. Aish. Fani hakujua. Chezo unacheza mpira vibaya sana huo. Oh, he was offside.
Nilikuwa nimeshalala Aki.
I don't trust Argentina.
Argentina,
I do not trust Argentina at all.
They're really coming,
I don't trust Argentina.
Saidia Spain inachukua hivi.
Wewe wacha kuongea. Unaona hizi madakika zimebaki. Just don't trust these people. I'm telling you.
Kuna. Wanaenda nyumbani. Argentina home.
I told you. Yeah, there's a problem. So unaona? Look at the ball. Hii ni maneno gani?
Wataki.
Yeah, too many wasted opportunities from Spain. I feel like I don't know if any of you watched the game between France and England. I was very upset because I felt like, why was England putting all that effort to be number 3? Like all that effort that they were putting. Gee, I've missed you. How are you? Ati you scored. Where did you score? Look at Spain scoring again now. Good job. Thank you. Oh my God. Let's try and avoid this. Okay, guys, I'm dying. Aki, this is not good. This 1 minute remaining is just not good. This is
1 minute. Yawa Messi ataingiza hii kitu, imagine.
Me, I'm not feeling okay. I'm not okay with it. This is not good.
Jesus.
I don't think hawezi kupiga, hawezi kunini. Hi Jay. How are you, Jay? How are you doing?
Haijaingia.
Good to see you.
Haijaenda.
Oh, okay.
Spain wanachukua hii kitu yawa.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I feel like Argentina should go home. That's all.
They are going. Kama hii hawajatoboa hii ya mwisho waingi.
They missed that goal?
No.
They missed it. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Yeah. I'm so nervous. This is not good. This is so unhealthy. This is a corner.
Haijaingia Diana. Wamemiss.
We missed the corner again.
Hii kitu inaenda.
Okay, then let's end. Thank you, Jay. It's my birthday. I appreciate that.
Alafu umeongeza another 5 minutes.
They've added 5 minutes onto this mad game.
Yawa.
This is unhealthy. This is unhealthy. This is very unhealthy.
They're really forcing
This is,
me
guys, I'm
chukue.
gonna turn off my TV because this is
Guy,
unhealthy. I feel like
another
this
corner.
is this is intentional.
Where wamefail?
No.
Wamefail 10, another one failed. Thanks God. Fail hii ni yenu. Thanks God. Hizo kona zote Messi amemiss.
Hey.
Yawa, kesho nitamka saa ngapi?
Yani, can you imagine? Yani, and this 5 minutes is not even moving.
Spain
Oh, I'm sharing a
asakaini.
birthday with your son. That's good. I don't even know how to mention your name. Thank you. So tell your son that he's sharing a birthday with a special person. Happy birthday to your son. Hi. Apple is arriving now and asking us if Spain won. Apple, we are still wondering why we have not won this thing, and we need to win. We want to score once they score 2, I'll be peaceful, guys, because right now
Wanajiangusha ovyo ovyo, hakuna.
who?
We,
Argentina
wakukona. Wanajiangusha ovyo ovyo ndo wapewe sijui nini.
Look at that. I don't know. This is not a good game to watch. It's too much. Look at that. And the minutes are not moving. The minutes are not moving.
Yeah,
The minutes are not moving. I think they want to get rigged. I feel like it. I think like, do you know how many minutes are remaining? 3. Not even 3. It's 2.5 minutes.
2.5.
Yeah. Please don't.
Hakuna.
Hey, guys, this is not good. Oh, Argentina want to do something in the box so that they get penalties. I feel like that.
Wako na hiyo, yeah. They're trying hard.
But this pressure that they're putting last minute, why couldn't they do it when they had that opportunity to play during the other minutes? Like, it's the last minute. It's not making sense.
Huwa hiyo ndo game yao, last minute huwa ndo wana score. Hiyo ni trick yao always. But sahi they are less with
we have 2 minutes remaining, guys. These
Not
guys
even
can
2,
score.
it's 1
I'm telling you,
something.
these guys can score in the 2 minutes. These people, it's just nail biting. I'm telling you, this is. I wish these guys in Nini would just spend time and not Nini. They would dilly dally with the ball.
Like, good.
Yeah, okay, banyisi ni jogi onego otugmana gi mpira ni diere kae gimilre go amila. Angalia, look at them. These people are not playing a good game. I think they're tired.
Yeah, wanaenda kushinda.
Kambambaye wants an ambulance. Somebody wants Kambambaye to be. Look. Not good. This is unhealthy.
But few minutes.
Hey, still a whole 1 minute,
seconds.
guys. 1 minute is still long.
No, seconds. Hakuna 1 minute.
It's still 1 minute. It's 1 minute. It's 1 minute. Come on, let's go, guys. Let's go. Just waste the time. Waste the time with the ball. Move along with the ball. Play whatever you need to play. Yeah, do that. Yes, let's do that. Let's keep moving like that and just, because this is so nerve-wracking. Me, I can't deal with this. This is too much.
Spain wamechukua.
Okay, let's go.
15 seconds. Yes. Game over. 9 seconds.
Not yet.
8,
The game
7,
is not over.
5.
Not yet.
Game Serumo, Diana.
Oh, they've blown the ball? Have they blown it?
Yes, 2 seconds. Imeisha.
I don't think so. That is it is not over.
No, mimi nishaona wameshinda.
Finished.
It's done. I think we are behind. I'm watching from behind.
Serumo.
Cheers.
Messi, bye.
Guys, let me now enjoy. Hey. Wacha niwaeke muziki.
Lakini sasa host ako wapi? Host uko supposed kuwa unacheza song, host
Oh my
umelala.
goodness, this is
Host
beautiful.
amka.
This is beautiful.
Host ako wapi?
Host ako hapa. I'm here.
Mbona achezi song?
Hebu niweke muziki.
Hebu host atuchezee wimbo ya Spain.
Torres.
Hey. Wow. I'm looking for something to play for you guys because I'm excited. I'm dying. This is wonderful. This was a very difficult game. Hey. Yes. So thank you. Wait, that song for Flavor. Where is it? I'm dying. Sasa mbona sioni nini? Sioni mziki yako nini? Thank you, Spain, for making us happy. Hey. This is so good. That's when I'm looking for a song to play, it's not there. Now you people are not serious. Hey, this is good. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Now they have 2 stars as world champs.
I'm very happy. Let us
Yeah.
Okay. Victory. I'm happy. Oh my goodness, that was wonderful. At least I'm sleeping good on my birthday night. So I'm happy. Where are those Argentina?
Today's your birthday, Diana?
Huh?
Today's your birthday?
Yeah, today's my birthday.
You're lying.
Yes, it's my birthday today.
Guy, congratulations. You won on your birthday. You're still winning.
Can you imagine? Still
Can
winning.
you level up?
Happy Diana.
Happy birthday, Diana. I swear to God, I did not know it was your birthday. Congratulations, girl.
Birthday,
Thank you. It's
Happy
my
birthday
God.
and congratulations, girl.
Tumepitisha.
Yes. I've been spending my
I
birthday.
wish you all the best, good health,
Oh, thank you.
and many more years, more blessings, and
Absolutely.
really,
I
we love
appreciate
you,
that.
and I love
Thank
you, by the
you.
way.
In Morema,
Thank
we
you.
love you. We support
Thank
you. You are our lakeside mother, like we are, and we love you so much. We support you, and we wish you the best in your health.
Oh my
We see you
God.
grow. We see you become the woman that you wanted to be. Your dreams are being manifested. We see what you're doing over there, hata ukicharazwa na wengine, but those of you that love you will not, our love for you will not falter, not fail. We will still continue to be here for you. And imagine, nimepanda kwa Diana birthday yake. Guys, kesho msinisalimie. Kesho
tuko
stay
pamoja.
ujinga yenu. Don't say hello to me. Mkiniona
Diana,
kesho
I
mpita
wish you, and keep
mkiendanga.
on that
Niko kwa
resilience.
celebrity.
Diana, you have that resilience.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that so much.
And may
Thank you.
God bless you.
Wow, boy. Thank you so much.
And
I
God
Yeah.
continue protecting
Yeah.
you. And
Thank
And
I
you
wish
so
continue
you
with
much.
the
all the
hard
best.
work.
Ai, hoi, sasa
Haki
mnafanya.
hatuko tunajua kujipanga na gift haki ya Mungu.
Imagine
No,
sikujua.
I'm fine.
I swear to God, sikujua.
No. You know, I don't really celebrate my birthdays on TikTok.
Me
I
neither.
don't.
But I swear I thought it was a joke when people were saying, "Oh, leo sijui kuna nini." Me, I did request too on the off chance that you pick me because I mean, who am I? And then you pick me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, today's your
Wow,
birthday."
boy, sasa.
Chineke, happy
Yeah,
birthday!
today's my birthday, and
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Diana. I mean, really?
Daughter of the lake, happy birthday!
Yeah. How old do you think I am?
44.
What?
We koma wewe, kwani una
44,
macho?
43, 44.
35. We koma. You see how sexy she looked in that dress the other day?
I know, but
So
Thank you,
45 umetoka
Pamela.
wapi?
43.
Tukome.
Yeah, I think his memes was almost right.
44.
Oh, is she really?
Jesus
44.
I was born in 1983.
Wewe sasa ni
That's
age
when
ya
my
kina
sister was
Brade,
born
43.
on November 14th. Guy, Jehovah.
Yeah.
My brother,
Nikae tu sudu.
my youngest brother ako ana birthday yake ni 3rd of September 1983.
Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 1983 is a good year then.
Yeah. 1983 was a good year.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
birthday girl. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm good. Mumbi leo utalala na viatu. Unmute ama ni kublock.
Mimi hata ukiniblock ni block, nitakumbuka block yangu ya kwanza kwa Diana is because of her birthday. Kwani unafikiri wanitisha? Nikome.
Hata siwezi jaribu.
How do you feel, Diana?
Ulinipea warning. Memes, Zubeda, Mel,
What time, Makina?
How are
You're
you?
saying? What question
How do you
have?
feel being 43?
Makena, how was it?
Achana na mimi wewe hata usiniletee.
Diana, how do you feel?
How was it?
How I feel?
How was it?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I feel like I am so grateful to reach 43 because there's always this fear in me of course not reaching, a certain age. Just because, when your parents die early, it kind of affects you. You feel like you might not, also achieve.
Yeah.
But I feel like even if I died today, I think that the work that I have done is impactful. There are people that, I have learned from, and there are people that, have learned from me. So I feel like, I'm at a good place.
And there are people who love you.
Yeah, so I do have a great support system, and I love you all, like the people who have been there for me. I appreciate you guys so much, so much. I do.
43. What's nikwambie, like my sister, she turned 54, and my mother died with the age of 53, and she was like, she was always scared. Now it is my turn to be scared to turn 53, but I know.
But can I tell you something, Memes, with all due respect,
Yeah.
I feel like we all need to be working towards our legacy. Every day you wake up, what is your legacy?
Thank
and
you,
to be quite
Angel.
honest, one of the few people on Kenyan TikTok that I feel that has a legacy is Diana. Because after Diana kiishia leo, we'll all be sitting here tomorrow talking about her and her women.
Yeah.
Her women's
empowerment.
Tuongee ukweli.
DVD.
Sindio?
TVs.
She'll always be the women's rights advocate, if nothing else. That is her legacy, Memes. And maybe sometimes, instead of being afraid, empower yourself and say, what can I do?
Yeah.
To make sure hata kesho nikitoka watu watakumbuka this one thing, and that is her. Me, I say if Diana left today, I would be that is her legacy. And so we want to work in empowerment. We don't want to be afraid. We want to work also in, like, especially as diaspora women, we want to work in a legacy in which coming here is not it's not in vain. Because for me, and I've said this, let me introduce myself. Me coming here in this country, having gone through all the experience I've gone through, including being in a shelter, I can say this. As I sat there every morning walking out, going to work, the only person I saw on that platform that was black was Wangari Maathai. If you go to any YWMCA or YWCA, it has Wangari Maathai as one of the pioneers of something great. And so for me, that is my goalpost. If I can be bigger than Wangari, then I've done it. And then you can say, I want to be greater than Obama. Whatever your legacy is, that's what you need to work towards. Instead of feeling afraid, instead of feeling like your time is limited, empower yourself.
That's it. Again, I will just say this because you mentioned it. I feel like you being in a competition and saying that you wanna be bigger than someone, I feel like that's also not good for us as women. I feel like that sometimes puts us in a place where we are not really, having healthy competition. And also, our capabilities as women are different. Wangari Maathai is a woman that did a lot for Kenya, not just even Kenya, but also globally. There's a lot of work that she did in terms of protest, in terms of the environment, in terms of legislation, because she was even a member of parliament. So she represented us in all walks of life, even just when talking about the family unit. A lot of the reason why the Matrimonial Properties Act was drafted was because of Magari Mathai, if you don't know. So I feel like there's no way you're gonna be bigger than that. I feel like you can learn from that. If it was not for women like Wangari Maathai, we would not have the voices that we have today. So they paved the way for us, and there's no way we can compete with them. What we can do is to try and learn from their legacy for the sake of posterity, so that the people we are passing the mantle to are gonna be, achievers in their own setting, because we all face different things in life as women, different forms of oppression. What Wangari was fighting for is not necessarily what Diana Ross is fighting for, but we are all fighting for freedom at the end of the day. So that's so important. I just needed to talk about that. Hey, my dear, it's been a while. I'm so glad to see you. I actually pulled you up here because I've missed you.
Hi dear, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've been seeing you, following you, seeing you, how gorgeous you look. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Trying my best.
One day at a time. One day at a time.
One day at a time.
So thank you. I appreciate you and the work that you do. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Yeah. Wait, if there's anyone that wants to come up here, you can come. What are you scared of?
Say, as people continue coming up, I want to
Yeah.
say, Diana, you'll be remembered in case of anything, we'll be there. Means if you talk, if I have to say something about you, I'll say you had the gift of the gap. You were outspoken about women, especially women. Everything about women you are passionate about. You loved women. And you have this, like I said, resilient. You don't give up. You keep on pushing no matter what. Some people, they might fight you, go against you, and sometimes they end up, na Diana alikuwa nini, anasema ukweli, it was right. And they know it is right. For me, I have so much respect and so much love about the fact that you keep it pushing, no matter what. Mimi sijui kama naweza kuwa na hiyo, I think I'm yet, I have my own special way of being strong, but you're strong. And keep going. And we expect even more. I expect you to do more.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you, how getting compliments from fellow women is always a good thing. Yeah. And I appreciate that, because women, we don't compliment each other, as we should. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that I get to enjoy my space with you all. I'm grateful for my journey as a Kenyan woman, the work that we have done. I'm so grateful. It's not in vain. So I feel like I said before, even if I left today, I made my exit out of this world today. I know, like we always say, it is not how you lived, but what we will remember you for. Yeah. So how will you remember Diana Ross at the end of the day, And I feel like this is something beautiful, at least.
And you have this passion about women, and that much I can say. That much I can say.
I do love women. I am for women, and I feel like sometimes that I think I love them too much, and that's why they keep on bruising me. And I feel like I still am not giving up on women. I really want to see a world where women love each other, women protect each other, women support each other. And then I know that sometimes it can be difficult, but I will always pick women any day. I'll be pro-women any day, just because I know the gap of inequality between us and men, And I do hope that women can understand where I'm coming from. I know that sometimes it's difficult for some of you to understand me, even what I fight for sometimes. And sometimes it might come out as like being hateful or something. And a lot of you have said that I hate men, which really is not true. You know, I love men. You know, I'm a woman in totality, and I do appreciate, you know, a man once in a while. And I feel like we still are behind, you know, when it comes to our freedoms. And I think there's a lot of work that can be done when we are together than
And
when
I want to
we.
say something else. Huh?
Mhm.
You dress well. You have the fashion.
Thank
I
you.
love your style of dressing.
Thank you
In
so
fact,
much.
I think it's only that people cannot come out here and say, and I know many women admire how you dress. Do you know there's so many 43-year-olds, they cannot dress the way you dress. You
I
have
would
a
also
style.
like to add something to that memes, but
When
I
I
want to
see
go back.
you, wait, Mombi, when I see you
Okay, sorry.
dressing,
Sorry,
most
baby.
it keeps me back the days of our mothers, how they were dressing, and then later on we saw these women, kina Nyiva Mwendwa, kina Orie Manduli, how they were. I mean, you have that taste, you have that, you know, fashion, and I admire you. Your fashion is admirable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I
That
speak
one
now?
itakucomplicate. Hiyo ni A plus.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fashion,
May I speak
manzi.
now?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, because I'm a woman who respects decorum. I also wanted to piggyback on what she just said in terms of sometimes the strongest of us, we feel unappreciated because everybody picks from us and takes from us, and nobody comes back to say thank you. And this is also true if you look at Christianity, when Jesus said, I healed 10 and only 2 came back. So this is a universal principle, it's not just you. But however, if nobody says thank you, or ever said thank you, Diana, in the last 1 year, I want to thank you. There are a lot of us who are in quiet corners of TikTok that don't shout, are not loud, that don't come to TikTok, piga kelele. Okay, not me, but those people, maybe even me, that may not come here, but they support you quietly. Even right now in the comment section, they are here because they love, they believe, and they admire the dream and the vision of what a better movement of women can be for each other. Right now when I look at it, it's very disheartening when I see women wakianika watu wengine. This is not what I want for us. And for me, I've made a choice, but it's an individual choice, Diana. I have never watched anybody's kuanikwa. And I do that purposely because it's not because it's not healthy, but I make that choice. However, that's the Kenya I hope for, where women will not sit here and rejoice in the pain and the suffering of another woman. We will love each other. But the problem is I say, oh, I love Diana, they will think, oh, Mumbini lesbian. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. I can just love you, Diana, and sometimes we can disagree on ideology, on some issues, but still keep moving forward. So I want to say this. There are people like myself who believe in the dream, the vision, and want you to continue going. Even on your worst days, I want you to remember that when you open your life, the people who show up, that little number that shows up there, 500 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, those are people who believe in you, what you believe in. Those people want to listen to your voice because they believe that you're the Robin Hood of this generation. And always remember that a prophet is not without honor in their hometown. We don't have to believe you. Maybe, just maybe Zimbabweans will like you more than Kenyans. Don't worry about it. You feel me? So what I'm trying to say to you, my sister from the lakeside, is empower yourself, continue. This is your legacy. This is what you're working for. And one day we want to sit back and say, Diana Ross, she was the queen of Kenya. TikTok, Kenya reality, Kenyan feminism, Kenyan whatever you believe in, we're here to support you. You're not perfect, we're not perfect, but we'll continue to fight this battle with you. You're not alone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Whoa, those are kind words, powerful words from you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Joy.
Hi, Diana.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. So, in the spirit of kusupport wanawake, I also care so much for women, and I've been on these platforms trying to deconstruct patriarchy with fellow women. But what I wanted to say, Diana, ni maybe to approach this whole women empowerment and patriarchy from a completely different perspective, kwa sababu the same way tunakuanga kwa hizo platforms za Africa tukijaribu kuongea about colonization, tuko kwa religious platform tukijaribu kudeconstruct religion. Patriarchy is also something we need to deconstruct because of the way we were raised. So maybe sometimes we blame us so much na hata tujui what is patriarchy ina manifestaje. Unajua, because I've met a lot of smart women wenye wananiambia mi ni feminist si support patriarchy, but ukiangalia behavior, their dating patterns na vitu kama hizo, unaona hii ni patriarchy. So maybe the conversation inafaa kuanza na how we are disempowered as women, because every time I'm on a platform I'm trying to support women, niseme angalia women, we actually disempowered. Unajua tuko disempowered as women, itakuwa ni mwanamke atakuwa wa kwanza kusema unajua wanaume sijui nini. So maybe we need to have a conversation as women.
Try and use English, because now
okay.
my platform is, I have people from other countries.
Okay, so I'm saying maybe we need to start with deconstructing patriarchy, because we know a lot of African women, of course, were affected by patriarchy. So we need to understand what it is, how it manifests, how it affects us, and maybe that's where we need to start the conversation. Otherwise, we are going to be blaming our people. Women are going to still operate na this very same patterns that are supporting, working against women. So maybe it's actually a conversation we need to have as women. Nimemaliza, Diana.
Oh, thank you. That's a great point. At the end of the day, even the most educated women are not necessarily free from patriarchy. Being free from patriarchy, or just being at a place where you understand your worth as a woman, comes with a lot of work. It comes with self-identity. It comes with understanding independence outside of just having a job, a home, and a car. It comes from knowing and acknowledging your power as a woman, and that you are a human being, and that you are enough, and that you deserve to be, even just alive, without having to worry about someone thinking you don't need to exist next door, or someone telling you what to wear, or someone telling you not to, be too loud. I feel like the deconstruction of patriarchy begins at the household setting, where we teach everybody their rights and humanity. It's very important. If you look at it in simple terms, is that women that are empowered, who understand that they are worthy, and they understand the value addition, they understand that they deserve to get the best. It's very easy for these kind of women to navigate the difficulties that are in our society when it comes to patriarchy. Self-identity and self-worth is very important, because patriarchy crops up or exacerbates from a place of insecurity and self-loath. I'm telling you. So when we have women that are empowered and understand who they are, it's very easy for them to then put themselves first in terms of decision making. And then when you value yourself, it's very easy for you to value others, because you give what you have inside of you. Most of the people that project insecurities are people that have insecurities. People who project hate have hate inside of them. So what you have inside of you is what you'll give most of the time. And most of the things that we have today as women, we have learned them in our environments that we have lived in. So we copy a lot of things from the places we've been exposed to. I mean, this is a whole lot of a conversation, but I do agree with what you've said, that teaching women is a constant thing, that never ends, because every day we meet different ways in which patriarchy expresses itself in this world, and it's ugly, and we still have to curb it. So thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Millie.
Hey, Miss Diana.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Yeah.
How are you? How was your birthday?
I haven't started my birthday. I think I'm starting it this night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm beginning to do something at night. I guess. I was just lazing
Okay.
around. Yeah.
That sounds naughty.
Yes. I'd like to be a dirty Diana tonight. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Welcome to my platform.
Yeah, I'm glad. I saw your notification, so I said, okay, let me get on it. But can you give me a few minutes? I'm cooking and also trying to wash my hair. So let me
Go
rinse.
ahead.
Yeah,
Go
let me
ahead.
rinse my hair. I'll be right back.
Okay, fine. No problem.
Okay,
I'll
love.
mute you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Diana, kama kitu ingine nilikuwa nataka kusema, like a lot of women don't even know that revenge porn is a crime in Kenya. Unajua iko kwa constitution, we are protected by the law. It's a crime. Unajua is the fact we don't even pursue these cases, and we have a lot of women representative wenye wana watch women wanadhalilishwa na vitu kama hizo, you know, and the men who are in power wanakuja, they want to even arrest the victims. So if we don't come together and speak in one voice, unajua women are not protected, so we need to do something as a community.
Miss Joy, before Diana says something, I want to say this because you are my TikTok friend, right? Me, I was saying, before Diana comments, because you directed the comment to her, before she does, let me say this. Personally, me, I am an anthropological researcher, and I'm always looking to take accountability for myself, right? Because the only person I can change is me. Even though we can come here and say what we want to say, tutaenda nyumbani, and somebody in the comment section will not be changed. I want to ask you a question, Miss Joy. Umekuwa kwa TikTok the last 6 months. Who are the people that have empowered hiyo kudhalilisha wanawake more? Is it the women or the men? That's a question I'm directing towards you.
I think majority ni men ndio wamedhalilisha wanawake. I know there are some women doing it, but majority are men. Yeah.
Miss Joy, I differ with you. Do you know who are the people who support hiyo porn unasema? Ni wanawake, not men. We can sit here and point to a single person as embodiment of kudhalilishana, but we women, we are the problem. And do you know why? And I challenge you, believe what I have to say, because me, I don't care if you disagree or agree with me. I want you to do your own research as an intellectual person. And ukae tu kwa blogs, ukae chini, watch Shooting Star, It's Paula, all these bloggers, and watch what were the comments that walisema share, nitumie, twende Telegram, twende da. It is mostly women. Women tukiambiwa we are our own worst enemy. I swear to God, I may be wrong on this one, and again I stand corrected, but we cannot ask men to change kama sisi wenyewe tunachukiana. Saizi I swear to God, Joy, kesho ukienda kesho wanikwe, a Monday is tomorrow, uende wanikwe. Guess how many of us on this TikTok will be saying, nitumie, please, nitanunua, nitafanya.
Mimi, I'm not asking anyone to change, men or women. I'm saying we have a law in Kenya yenye iko against revenge porn. So anyone anakuwa, whether kuwe man or woman, sheria inafaa kuchukua mkondo wake. Kidogo memes. The reason I'm insisting on it, kidogo Mumbi, the reason I'm insisting on it is because once hizi vitu ziko exposed, regardless of nani enjoy, blah blah, the people who are affected are women. How do you affected the most? We've seen women lose their careers. We just want the law.
In charge. No, who is majority of DCI? Men. Who's in charge of the law courts? Men. 90% of the people in power. That's why you need to understand power structures and systems. You're asking a man to come protect where you did not protect yourself. Are you serious?
Usikiki anasema I'm not
Thank you.
asking any man to do anything. I'm saying we have a law in Kenya. So hiyo law inafaa kutake effect. Unajua?
You know what? We have
Regardless ya nani expose. Unajua hii behavior inafaa kustop because the people who are affected are women. Hawa ni watu wako na watoto, baadaye watakuwa na watoto. Unajua mwanamume na mwanamke kuexposiwa is not the same. And we are normalizing this behavior na tuko na sheria yenye iko against it. So I'm only asking sheria ichukue mkondo wake.
Miss Joy,
can I say something, Mumbi? Mumbi, let me say something. No, wait, hold on. Can we give other people listen? No, Mumbi, no, let me say something. It's Diana's day. Can we just make it possible for other people to come up and they wish her a happy birthday?
Okay, so
I'm okay. I'm very okay. I'm very okay with this conversation. I don't know why you people think I'm not okay with this. I'm okay with this conversation.
Nilisema kitambo memes. Me, I can be dropped. Me, I don't have a problem.
No, you don't need to. Aki, guys,
you don't need to, Mumbi.
I'm okay. Kama kuna mtu anakuja kuisha.
Okay.
I want to say.
If there is anybody that listen, let me say this. If there's anybody that needs to be dropped, I will drop them. Please,
Okay.
let's leave it at that. Yeah.
I have something I want to say.
Okay, take the mic.
Go ahead.
I think thing number one, we have to stop referring to it as revenge porn. It's not revenge if someone exposes your images online. Things that you send someone in private, they have no reason to revenge. You've not done anything wrong to them by sending whatever it is that you're sending. And another thing, we have to stop with the narrative of saying because a woman in a moment of love and appreciating a person who they're in love with, that they send someone their picture of their boobs, of their body, that they did not protect themselves. The concept of interacting with people is understanding that I'm sending my image to someone that I can trust. Whether they'll keep that trust for me safely or not is not my fault. And when they share my images on social media, it's not referred to as revenge porn. That is a word that we are disconstructing, because to say revenge porn is to insinuate that woman did something bad and now the man is revenging. Another thing to have in mind, and all this I'm talking about is not things that I'm coming up with, it's statistical data and information. Another thing to have in mind, regardless of who consumes nude images of whoever has been exposed, the biggest perpetrator of sharing nude images, nude videos, nude content for women bodies, to run down women, to expose women, to treat women badly, to perpetrate any form of violence towards women, it's done by men. So men are the perpetrators. Whether other women consume that content or not, regardless of how other women react to that content when it makes it online, it's not the women who post it on social media. It's men who post it on social media, and then men get to interact with it. I mean, it's men who post it on social media and then everyone else gets to interact with it. And so the thing that Miss Jo was saying about the law taking its course, I totally agree with that, because at the backdrop of all these situations that happen, whether we have control of them or not, there's a law that is there. Instead of pointing fingers and saying it's always women who say, send it to me, because we also live in a country that people pretend. When we talk about nudity, people like to pretend that Kenya is a modest country, that I don't know, people dress properly, I don't know, people behave properly. But in reality, Kenya always beats the allegation. Kenya never beats the allegations when it comes to consumption of pornography, when it comes to consumption of any content that involves putting children in danger. Kenya never beats the allegations. And so when we are speaking about all these types of things that are happening, instead of sitting here and saying it's men who do this, it's women who do this, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What matters is the people who are harmed the most are women, and the biggest perpetrators are men. And if the law is in place, the law should take its course, where all perpetrators who actually perpetrate that type of violence should actually be taken to jail, should actually be facing the full force of the law. And if that means they stay in jail, if that means they serve a period of time, then they're able to serve a period of time. The excuse of sitting here and complaining, we have cases of men taking recording pictures of women, recording videos of women without context, without consent. A woman is sleeping. They don't know they were ever recorded. When their images are being exposed out here, they're also seeing their images for the first time because they never knew it was recorded. So it's counterproductive to sit here and keep on arguing who is doing what, who consumes men. And no, I beg to differ, Mumbi. Women are not each other's biggest enemies. Can women hate each other? Yes, so can men. Not all women shouldn't have to love each other, but that shouldn't culminate to all women treating each other badly. And so women are not each other's enemies. Women are just human beings. They're entitled to feelings and emotions. And if those emotions means I don't like someone, I don't like someone. Just because I don't like someone doesn't mean I should go ahead and hurt someone. I think that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
I wanted to make a correction about what you said on revenge porn. To you, revenge porn. Let's maybe define that. Revenge porn is when someone actually uses your, and I'm making this in the simplest term, your nudes or images that are private that you shared with them, and they put it out here. Okay? As long as those images that are put out here are harmful to you because you did not consent to it, that's revenge porn. I feel like people think, we tend to confuse. We think that revenge porn is done by men in order, for you to, because maybe you've done something to them. No. The fact that someone puts out your images without your consent, these are private images, things that you never gave them permission to share. It is a sort of porn because it is private and it is body images. So their acts are vengeful because they are going to hurt you. That is why they are called revenge porn. Because what is put out there is going to harm you. What is put out there is going to embarrass you. Is going to put you to shame. That is why the name revenge porn. It doesn't necessarily directly mean that someone is retaliating because of something that you did to them. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is violating someone's, privacy using their nudity.
Absolutely.
That is what revenge porn is. I needed to just make that correction.
And now let me respond. Joy.
Let me add something. Mommy, just let me add something. Huh?
I want to respond to Shoga because she...
Joy, let Mumbi
Let me respond. She addressed me personally, Joy. Like, lakini kila saa lazima
it's okay, Mumbi, respond.
Oh, Mumbi, go ahead.
Respond.
Mumbi, it's okay.
Okay, lakini respond. Allow me to respond, Miss Joy. It's okay, you'll get the microphone.
Okay, ni sawa. Yeah.
Now, let me respond to the fact amesema at women are not our worst enemy. I think maybe I did not communicate clearly or I misspoke. What I said is this. I'm in agreement with what all of you are saying. Legislation needs to work for all of us to protect us. Because like you said, there's no reason for us to be with somebody privately in a relationship and then at the end of it, you end up on Telegram. I agree with you thus far. What I am saying for me, I'm looking at systems and power. You're looking at the act itself. Me, I'm looking at systems. You're asking men who, by the way, Shoga, the majority of people in DCI, majority of people in law are also going to be men. You're asking these people to protect you, but right now on TikTok, on Kenyan TikTok, Shoga, I don't know if you're Kenyan, I suspect not, but if you look at Kenyan TikTok right now, in the last 1 week, we've had 3 people, or 2 people, whatever the heck. It's been 2 incidences of this type of revenge, whatever you call it. Now, the question is this. If we do anthropological dissertation ourselves, who are the people that are supporting this type of stuff? It's women. Have you considered maybe if we blacked out this type of nonsense, it will not happen to the next woman tomorrow, which might be me, might be you, Shoga. Okay? So what I'm suggesting, I may not be smart enough to get this, but what I'm suggesting is this, Shoga. Today we are consuming, let's say Miss Joy, she has been posted today. all of us women on this live will go to TikTok, will go to Telegram, will go to Instagram and go and what? And then come here and comment, oh, guys, this is how it looked like. It was ugly. It was long. It was short. It was this. It was that. Women having these conversations. What about if we said, don't share it to me, Shoga? Don't send it to me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to participate in it. I don't want to be on those platforms that are literally shaming other women for parts of their body. If we all said that, guess what, by the way, this is a marketing strategy. In anywhere in the world, I don't care if in Kenya or in America, the biggest platform that you need to market to is always women. Women. Nobody advertises to men. Men are majority. They advertise to women. So if we said we are not going to participate in something, it would kill that industry. The reason that industry exists is because we women, same women are saying, let's hold the government liable. How are we going to hold systems liable when the same people running to Telegram to watch Miss Joy? Are we serious with our lives right now? Seriously.
Okay, angalia Mumbi, sijui ukiangalia Western world hizi laws, hizi policies za revenge porn zina work. So nasema aje, tuachane na stories za moral. Tuko na sheria Kenya yenye inasema ni makosa kushare nudes za mtu mwingine. So
Please speak in English because of Shoga. No, I'm saying speak in English because of Shoga, that's all.
Hapana, nitaongea Kiswahili kwa sababu na address wa Kenya na hii ni historia wa Kenya. So angalia, we have a law.
Like the platform now, we are having other people from other countries.
Okay, angalia, we have a law in Kenya that protects women. Unajua, revenge porn is a crime in Kenya. So regardless of who shares, where, unajua, we have a law that inafaa it's supposed to protect women. Unajua, tunafaa kueffect hiyo law. So again, going back to what you're saying, unapatia this burden to women. You know, unasema it's women responsibility to take care of hizi vitu. So assuming you're in a relationship with someone, equal long distance, and you want to impress your man, unajua mnashare hizi vitu kama hizo because you trust your man. So ukienda ukiexposiwa, how are you blaming the woman when you are trusting your partner? You are in a committed relationship, you trust your man, you shared what you shared, akaenda kakuexpose, inakuwaje fault ya mwanamke? And kama wanawake, how can we even protect ourselves kama pia unaenda unamita wa watu? Tuko na a lot of women who have been recorded wakiwa na hawa watu kwa bed. They didn't even share anything. They were not on any videos. They were not, but wanarekodiwa na zinatumwa. And then we still want to blame the women. We have a law in Kenya that ina protect vitu kama hizo, because when men do these things, they are doing these things kutudhalilisha. Because ukiexpose mwanamume na ukiexpose mwanamke, si same effect. Mwanamke anadhalilika zaidi, you know? Mwanamke anadhalilika zaidi, and we have kids to protect. We have all these men don't care for us. They do not even care for their own kids. They don't care for us. So tutaendelea na hii trend for how long?
Joy, can I say something? And I think this one I side with you. There is this misuse of technology, misuse of telephones, misuse of anything, misuse of social media, whereby parents, and this thing, most of these people who are doing this, they are mothers. You know, there's that conscious thing. As much as the men are taking over and they know there is also corruption, if you go to the court, before you even justify that these people are talking about you, we use all different names. Like if you go to sue me as memes, my names are not memes. So the court is not able, or the DCIS or whatever, they don't take us seriously. Meanwhile, the people who started this thing of TikTok or social media, if you go to China, they don't have this kind of platforms za kucharaza. Their platforms, they are more educational. But Kenyans, they have taken over the technology. Yenye, I can take my phone, nieke whatever, my private parts, nitumie mtu mwingine. I mean, women also. And these are women, mostly they are not even under 18. I think it's a high time, even those ones that are sending those pictures, they should be accountable. Because we cannot be singing the same thing over. And Diana, you have talked about it for 2 good years. I've followed you since 2023. You've been discussing the same. Kutoka ule wa kwanza alianikwa, why? Na ni mtu ako Europe. Then these other ones, everybody. So it's a high time we have also women, we have to call out ourselves. Everybody, there are people we have seen, they are even changing gender. You know, you're not lesbians, you're not gays, but you go there because you want money. Unataka tap. Let's not pretend.
I would like to ask for the mic if I can, unless somebody else wants to go. I want to challenge your ideology, memes. While you're saying all this, let's focus on Kenya and TikTok, because we cannot focus on other countries. We don't belong to those countries in Africa. We can recognize.
No, I have only portion. No, Mombi, don't misquote me. I've talked about.
But someone. You don't know what I'm going to ask.
Can I tell you some? What I need say, Mombi? You cannot challenge me on this. Take for example, Big Daddy. He's in the Western world kwenye kuko na law, and he knows. He's not stupid. Akianika mtu mwingine ako Europe. He knows the law. And these are grown-ups. Na ni wazazi na wanajua how. I'm not going to blame the victims. Hata sijui ni nani. And it has become a trend, and people are making fun out of it, instead of all women to come out and say, wait, stop this. Because nikikutumia picha, I expect you to keep it to go private. But another thing is, how on earth mimi nikiwa over 40 woman. Of course, sometimes emotions inaweza kufanya you do these things, but we need to train lazima sasa wanawake wawekwe kando. Tutasema you know, you're doing victims, blaming and all this thing. But over 18 years, 19 years, should know what is right. Why do you have to share?
Okay. Mims, whenever you want me to have the mic, I need you.
Take the mic. If you're not making, if it's not even for money.
Okay, you see, you're still talking. When I take the mic, please don't speak, because while you were talking, I was muted. I don't like that. So
but
are you done?
No, Mombi, wait.
Okay.
I was talking, you took over the mic. You talked over me, so maybe now take the mic because I'm done.
Memes. Maybe my choice of words saying challenging might seem as a power move, and I can take ownership for that. But what I'm trying to say is this. As women, if the goalpost is to move 1 inch forward, let's agree on things we agree on. We may never agree on all things, but if we agree on just one thing, then we are moving forward. Here's a question I have for you, Mims, because you've really agreed with a lot of what I said, actually. You didn't even know you made my points for me, but you did make the point I was trying to say is this. And for me, I'm choosing to speak in English because out of respect for Shoga, because I understand she's not a Kenyan, and I'm going to speak in English because that's what she understands. Here's a question I have for you. Yes.
Point of correction, she's a Kenyan. But we do have non-Kenyans here. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. As I made you, Shoga, I'm so sorry. I made you the non-Kenyan in the group, even though you're Kenyan. So let's let you represent the non-Kenyans. Yeah. Anyway, moving forward. Now that I know, it doesn't matter, because the point is this. I want us to ask ourselves this important question. As women, we are living for this idealistic idea that women, we can be free, especially those of us who are in diaspora. We see where we are. In a land where we can call the police and report domestic abuse, and it's not a P3, it's actually literally somebody going to jail. We see the progressiveness of what the law does. I'm not in a disagreement with you, Ms. Joy. I agree the law needs to step in. However, I want to challenge our ideology, because the people behind these systems, the police, the judge, the jury, these are all human beings. It's not a computer. You people are acting like it's a computer that's going to make a decision. It's not. But how are you expecting the system to give you justice where you yourself have gone and said, Sheikh, kinembe ya mombi, Sheikh, machiti ya mombi, and then you want the justice system to do what when it is you? Why should the system protect you and not protect Mumbi? And this is why I said, individually, we have to collect ourselves and say, how have I participated? And it's not wrong. If you did it in the past, there's still a chance for you to redeem yourself and say, yes, I did this in the past and I can redeem today. We need to protect each other as women, first of all, then ask the system to protect us. But the problem is this, you guys are asking the system to protect you where you have failed individually. You're asking DCI to investigate the Kinesia Mumbi, and then at the same time, kwa TikTok, you are saying, Abuni disambazie, twende Telegram. Have you guys, have you been paying attention? Go to those comment section. Me, I'll be there with my pseudos, and I'm watching. It's mostly women, and I'm saying this. I'm not okay. Me personally, I don't even say Big Daddy. I don't go to Steve Nice, and I made that clear. I don't go to those people because I believe that they're epitome of kudhalilisha wanawake. But why are they popular? It's you women. Kenya is 50.3% women. So if we are 50%, if you blacked out Big Daddy, where would he go? If you blacked out Steve Nice, where would he go? Or the epitome of everything kwa Alicia Wanawake. If you women did not go to Telegram to see Kinembea Mumbi, who would be there? The men would be there by themselves, and then they'll get tired. Because they'll watch one day, they're like, oh, okay, whatever. But it is us women. But you guys are avoiding accountability. You don't want to say, we as women, and I'm saying this as a person, Mimi Sideona Kinembea Mtu, I can stand on that, on the holy book, and say, Mimi, I have never, and I refuse kuona kinembe ya mtu yoyote, uchi ya mtu yoyote. I don't care. I don't want to see another woman. I have zero interest, especially if it's revenge. If you send it to me, yes, by the way, I love all people. Me, pansexual. Diana, idea. What are those words? Pansexual? The people that loves everybody? Anyway, but I don't want to participate in the type of revenge that hurts another woman, whether it is gossip, whether it is age shaming, ugly shaming, fat shaming, slut shaming, or even porn. I don't care. But the problem is this, ask yourself, why are you so triggered when Mumbi is saying this? Is because in some type of way you participated in the shaming.
Mumbi ndio maana nilianza na kusema aje kuna a way tuko conditioned, ndio maana tuna behave the way we behave. So kama tuko in the spirit ya kukuja pamoja as women, we need to start na kudeconstruct. We need to start with deconstructing patriarchy, because some of these women wana movingi wakisema na support wanawake, but every time mwanamke ndio kwa shida wata attack the woman na wanasema wana support, akona watoto, mbona jangalia watoto. So then it tells me you don't even understand what patriarchy is. You don't even know what it means to support your fellow woman. Unajua? So maybe that's a conversation we need to have. But again, tuko na sheria Kenya yenye iko against revenge porn. Unajua, hufai kushare uchi wa mtu bila ruhusa yake. Unajua, there's no problem na mimi leo nikiamua ni aje wacha nipige picha nikiwa uchi nitumie Zubeda. Hiyo ni mimi na Zubeda, unajua? But the minute Zubeda amedecide kuchukua uchi wangu anipeleke kwa internet, hiyo ni story nyingine tofauti. Because siku consent kupelekwa kwa internet, nilikuwa natumia Zubeda peke yake. Unajua? So you cannot ati kwa nini amejirecord, kwa nini alikuwa anatumia mtu wake? That's okay, hiyo ni story yao. But consenting wewe ni record, consenting mimi nikutumie, it's not consent unipeleke kwa internet. Kwa sababu hiyo that's a complete different story. Unanianika mbele ya watu, niko na watoto, niko na vitu kama hizo. Unajua? Tufikirie hizi vitu. Na even these men and even these men who expose these women, hawa si wazazi, they don't care about kids, they don't care about these things. Wanawake ndio wanadhalilika. So women, we need to
actually I correct you. The two people wamedhalilisha wanawake, they are all parents. Big Daddy is a parent and Steve Nice is a parent. Thank you.
I wanted to say something because I feel like sometimes we like to shift blame, and when we do so, we kind of take away, the power, or rather we take away the responsibility. Let me use the word responsibility. We take away the responsibility from, the folks who need to be held responsible. Give me 1 second.
sijaelewa point ya Diana. So Diana, unasema pia we speak to women.
Sorry, I was talking to someone when I was. Let me tell you something. That is why they are perpetrators and they are victims. When you start shifting blame, now you lose the cause. Let perpetrators be perpetrators. If you share people's nudes without their consent, you're a perpetrator, period. Let us not leave that responsibility and move it from the perpetrators and bring it to the victims. People whose nudes have been shared without their consent are victims. Whether we like it or not, whether we want to force the idea about women taking responsibility to be a part of the conversation, that is neither here or there. The responsibility and accountability needs to lay solely and squarely on perpetrators. Perpetrators of violence need to be given that responsibility. That burden should be at their doorstep. When we choose to start questioning why women are sharing their nudes, why women are sleeping with men, why women choose some type of men, that means we are shifting focus. And this is what usually happens with grape culture. When we shift focus, we move, power, and we take away power from victims, and then we empower and embolden perpetrators because they know they're not going to be held accountable. Why should they be? Even you see why Big Daddy is continuing to do the things he does. It's because people shift focus. We choose to blame the women. When the nudes have come out, we blame the women. We are like, oh, she was careless. She was this and that. But there is a man that did this thing. So when that happens, the man now he gets bold because he knows there's no accountability that is going to be expected from him. And so he does it again. And true, you've seen this. Big Daddy has been doing what he's doing time and again because nobody has shifted a focus and put it solely on him. You find the same women, after we have called out Big Daddy, the same women sitting on the platform with him, enjoying and paying for his bail, going to sit with him in the courts, offering him support. Yet he's a perpetrator. But they would never do the same thing around the victims. We don't rally around victims, okay? So maybe the conversation we need to have is not even about the law. It's about how we treat victims. That's the truth of the matter. We have a responsibility as women to learn how to protect victims and treat victims when they are victims, because we are at a place where most of us, I would say, prefer to get keep for perpetrators. We prefer to be on the side of the men than support our fellow women when they're in a place when they're in harm's way. So the question also about the law, it is irrelevant if women are not empowered about their rights. Teaching someone about the law when they don't know their rights is just useless, I'm telling you. You can't come here, like, for example, I come here and start saying, revenge porn. Let me teach you about revenge porn, while someone does not even understand that if they are drunk, nobody should have sex with them. They cannot consent to it. So I feel like sex education, especially at the household level, is necessary, especially for mothers. And I have said this many times. This education that we want to embrace in adulthood, it is really not as impactful, because if you look at the statistics in Kenya today, the recent study was done by the World Health Organization in relation with the public health sector in Kenya, showed that in Kenya we have teenagers that are actively having sex from the age of 8 years old. Teenagers in Kenya are having sex. And in this same number, every 19 minutes in particular areas in Kenya, teenagers are getting HIV. So when you guys are out here talking about the adults, there is a bigger problem for the sake of posterity we need to address, because these are the future. We are in our 40s today. You are giving birth to children. Most of you here, those who have children, those who have been blessed with children, have children that are teenagers today. What are the conversations you have with your children? Tell me. What conversations do you have with your children? Are Kenyan women able to talk about sex with their children? Are you able to talk about sex with your children? When you sit in those homes at night, when you're having conversations with your children, what do you tell them? What do you talk about? Because the law, responsibility is taught at the household level. When you have a son, do you teach your son to respect girls? Do you teach your child consent? Do you teach your son that when you are out there, you are supposed to respect a girl? Do you teach your son to understand that it is his responsibility to ensure that he does not harm another person? What do you tell your children? Because at the end of the day, at the household level, if the education is not there, then it's pointless, I'm telling you guys. These are the conversations we need to have, because most of you don't talk to your children. You don't. And most of you also do things that your children copy. And that's the truth, whether you like it or not. In this digital space and era today, if you have sex with a man and he comes here and puts your vagina out here, chances are, if you have a teenager, your teenager will find your vagina on the internet. And when that happens, how are you going to react to it? How are you going to explain this to your child? Do you talk to your children about revenge porn when you're teaching sex education? Are you at a place where you go beyond just sex education, or taking them about, oh, this is your breast, this is your buttocks, this is your mouth? Do you go as far as talking about violence, abuse, intimate partner violence? Because all of these things are intertwined. So when we talk about the law and education, it is such a layer. And sex education for children, or even in the household level, has layers to it. It goes by age. Like I told a friend of mine recently, she was trying to argue with me. And I said, you know what? That morality thing does not work with me. Today in Kenya, I have a son. If my son Ray was to go to Kenya today, if my son was to be in Kenya today, I would rather have my son be with a girl and he knows how to wear a condom than my son coming to me telling me that he has made another teenager pregnant. But when I have these conversations with Kenyan mothers, you start saying I'm immoral. Whether you like it or not, there is no amount of yelling, amount of beating that can stop an erection. You cannot beat a child to stop an erection, but you can teach a child responsibility when they have an erection. That is something that we need to change. Yeah, we need to shift how we teach things, because most of you are in denial. You think that because you are the adult, you're the only person having sex. I'm sorry. Your teenager is having sex. Yes. Your teenage daughter, your teenage son is having sex. And the more you are in denial, the more you want to pray about it. Hi, what's up? How are you doing? Okay, I'm going to get in the other side. So, guys, hebu chukueni mic. Kuna bwana ya mtu. These are people's husband.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Let me go and then someone can go after. Thank you so much, Dee, for saying that, because a lot of times when we think about sexual education, sexuality education, we associate those things with a lot of shame, which is something I was telling someone here. Whiteville or something. I hope I've said your name correctly. We associate sexual education with shame, which is very wrong, because what that means is we are assuming, first of all, there's something shameful about sex, which is weird, because for something that we consider shameful, sex is the most available, most occurring thing. People are having sex all the time, but people feel shame talking about it. People assume that when you talk to younger kids who have already shown interest about conversations and topics about sex, when you talk to them about it, people assume that that is immoral. But it's not immoral, because only information will help you make informed decisions. And so a lot of times we think kids can't make decisions. A lot of times we think kids can't understand. But the truth of the matter is kids can understand. You just have to be honest and just speak to them. Yes, I know sexual education has levels, and what you will teach a 16-year-old is not what you'll teach an 8-year-old. But an 8-year-old has a level of sexual and sexuality education that they will understand, that when they're being taught that, you don't need to sugarcoat things. You just have to tell them things the way they are. I want you to know ABCD. The same way Diana has used the example of her son Ray and said, I know when I'm not with Ray, which Ray is now grown, when I'm not with Ray, chances of me controlling what Ray is doing are they're not there, because I'm not with Ray. But how I can make sure Ray makes an informed decision is by making sure Ray knows how to wear a condom, why he should use a condom, the importance of using a condom, what the condom will protect him from, and it's not just pregnancy, because if anyone is a millennial here, and I know many of us are, we grew up in homes where we were made to feel like condoms are only for preventing pregnancy. You don't realize HIV, STIs, STDs. Nowadays, there's a lot of even sexually transmitted infections that some have not even been named yet, that stay on coming up, and they're very weird and everything. And the only way you can protect yourself from that is if, one, you have knowledge and information about sex, but also, two, you know that a condom is not just for preventing pregnancy. And as long as we attach talking about sex to kids to shame, as long as we continue assuming it's a taboo topic that can't be spoken about, as long as we keep thinking that, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to be able to speak about? Dana has given a good example as well. If you have a teenager at home who you feel ashamed talking to them about sex, and today you are the one whose images are being shared there on social media, whether consensually, because I know we have people who share their own images consensually, and then we have people who have been shared because of revenge porn and everything. Your teenager will see those images. Now, what would you rather? Speak about your vagina, or speak about the vagina in general, or speak about the vulva in general, or speak about sex in general with your teenager by yourself? Or when she comes or he comes home and shows you your own image and asks you, Mom, what is this all about? Or Dad, what is this all about? Which one would you rather? I'd rather in a controlled environment where you can actually little by little teach them little by little so that they keep on knowing. By the time they come with that, there's always room to discuss conversation about, revenge porn, because now they already know it's wrong for someone to record you without consent. And even if you consented when you're sending those images or when they're recording you, they don't have a right to post it on social media without your consent. And that if they didn't consent, you can now follow through with things like the law. But again, the law comes later. The rest of the things come earlier because these are things that happen in your home. When we speak about violence, we've spoken so many times about sexual violence. We've spoken so many times about maiden sexual experiences. These would be first ever sexual experiences for many women. And we know for many women in Kenya, in Africa, at least I can speak on many of African countries, but also of data that has been derived from many of African countries. Many of young women maiden sexual experiences happen in the environments where it's more like home. Sometimes it's a pedophile uncle. Sometimes it's a pedophile neighbor. Sometimes it's even a pedophile father and all that kind of stuff. And so why it's important for this conversation to happen at home is because these things also begin to happen at home. Kids see them at home. Now, kids can see them as in seeing their parents, and while there's inherently nothing wrong with that, there's everything wrong with seeing them and then not having a real place to talk about the things that they've seen, they've heard, and all that. And as long as parents keep on having shame to speak about this, kids will definitely have secondary shame. They'll feel secondary embarrassment, where they'll be like, if my mom can't talk about it, why should I talk about it? And so there is responsibility that lies with adults to actually learn to talk to kids about sexual education, sexuality education, things that happen around sex and everything about sexuality, so that kids can be able to know these things. And by kids, I don't mean talk to your 2-year-old. That's not what I mean. By kids, I mean every time a kid comes home with a curiosity question about sex, because they normally have these conversations with their peers in schools, at the playground, when they go to like whatever it is that they are a group of kids together. When they come home with questions, don't meet them with, you're too young, we can't talk about this. This is only for adults and all that. No, talk to them about it with all the honesty that you can afford them in that moment. That way they start learning when they're younger. That way they start, mambo ya kusema eti, don't let people touch your private parts. Don't let people touch your body parts, whether they're private or not. Nobody should touch you without consent. Whether it's your forehead, whether it's your eyes, whether it's your vagina, whether it's your buttocks, nobody should touch any part of your body without consent, private or not. Nobody should touch it. But many people will avoid having that conversation because they only think if we talk about, sexual touch and sexual intimacy and all kind of interaction with other people only think if it's just a handshake. We grew up in environments where a lot of us were forced to hug people. I am of the opinion kids should not be forced to hug people. Kids should always hug people they want to hug, because kids have people they feel safe around, and kids have people who they don't feel safe around. So if a child refuses to hug someone, don't force them and don't tell them, it's your father, go hug him, it's your mother, no. If they don't want to hug you, let them. That is a kid actually drawing a boundary and saying, I don't want to hug someone, and that is totally okay. And if they want to hug someone, they should be able to hug. And if they say someone forced them to hug them, you should actually confront that person and tell them, leave kids alone, because any type of touch should not happen unless there is consent. And because kids cannot be able to consent, they should have environments around them and adults around them who actually help them exercise their boundaries and telling people no when they can't say no because they're scared or anything like that. And so we can't afford to be scared. We can't afford to assume talking about sexual education is hard, because the harder we make it to be, the harder it will be to protect children. And then the harder it becomes to protect children, the more kids will be vulnerable to violence. And it's true also, perpetrators should always carry the responsibility. While I advocate for people teaching, for people protecting kids and all that kind of stuff, the bigger responsibility to bear should go to perpetrators. And that's why I believe perpetrators belong in jail, belong in rehabilitation institutions, belong in places where they cannot anymore be able to actually harm kids, harm children in any way, but also just harm people in the society. Because if we do our due diligence, this perpetrator will stay where they belong, behind bars.
I want to say something. This is my opinion, and genuine opinion. There is something that we have to learn and educate people. First, what is this telephone? Hii simu yenye unatumia. Whatever you talk, whatever you do and send, be it a message, be it an email, it has a message. It has somebody who is receiving this. And I must say this. You see, the other day we had these kids who are banning schools. At the end of the day, the other day I was following that case so much, like nilifuata. Guess people had to understand the difference between manslaughter and murder. Same case, the same way unaweza tumia your simu. As a woman who is over 18, you know very well impact ya hii simu. I think impact ya hii simu ukitumia mwanamke mwingine ama mwanaume mwingine. We need to know the difference. The law in it, hata ukipeleka mtu ndani, still again, how did you send it? Who sent it? Did you video yourself? Send somebody, then that other person send the other person? So people should understand the impact ya law before even you do anything. So victim pia lazima waangaliwe, lazima wa understand hii simu unaitumia aje. How do you use your phone?
Mims, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think there is any victim in the world who ever sends, let's zero it down to just revenge porn. Do you think there is any victim of revenge porn who was sending an image to someone with hope that they'll be exposed?
Let me tell you something.
And not just answer. I want you to answer yes or no. I'm trying to do a context check here. Do you think there is any victim?
Let me give you an answer. Let me give you an answer. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I give you an answer.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Yes, no is not an answer. You have to pick
one.
Why?
You know why I'm saying this? I have to give you two answers. For no, why, and yes. Yeah, why? Yeah. Because number one, we have this big daddy.
I don't want.
No, let me. It's
I don't want you to
me.
center. Don't center perpetrators. Don't center when the information has come out. I want you to think. Let
me use the most simplest. I cannot change it because this has been continuous for the last 2 years. Unajua mtu ukimtumia akona anapata hizo picture You understand? Nimekutumia na najua Mombi atatuma. Yani obvious. It's obvious. People are even traveling from this other country to this other country to meet this party. Na unachukuliwa bado. Unajua kuna vitu I cannot hide, you know. There is no way I'm going to hide on this platform, especially kitu ya porno, ya kutumania hizo mapicha za uchi. It's annoying, and most of them, they are mothers. They're over even 40.
Why do you think it's annoying?
It's annoying. It is pissing because these people, they know.
Alafu wacha niseme kitu moja alafu ni mute. And the most annoying part, some women wanaenda kwa platform wanasema ati iko safi thinking they are supporting that woman. You describing uchi ya mtu mwingine ukisema ni safi thinking you supporting that woman, but bado namdhalilisha. Why are you describing uchi ya huyu mtu?
The same women, they are the ones who are sending to the same person. There is no way a perpetrator anaweza kuwa na watu 10. And from the same region.
So in short, what you're saying, if a perpetrator has more than 10 people, the fault is for the
power. We are giving these people. We are giving the lion.
You're doing the same thing that I've just talked about. You're shifting responsibility.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how many times a perpetrator does something. It's not the number of times. It is the actual crime. You understand? The number of times.
The crime is the same.
Now
but then
you just leave it. The number of times you just leave it to the penal code to deal with it. But I'm telling you, responsibility of a criminal should be left to the criminal. Period. A criminal is a criminal. When we remove that responsibility from a criminal and we try to that responsibility to a victim,
I don't dispute
because what you're trying to say is that people listen. We cannot say that now women should be careful because somebody anaanika watu ati sasa mkuwe careful. There is no amount of care you're going to have to protect yourself from abuse. I don't know why people don't get this. Abuse is not subscribed to a particular number of people or a particular group of people. It can happen to anyone. It can happen to you, me, or anybody. So I feel like these narratives are the ones that are dangerous, you know. The idea of us saying that, women should protect themselves. You can never protect yourself from a person that has no respect for consent. Let me tell you.
And you can never protect yourself from someone who has targeted you, because when they target you, they will make sure they will pretend they're nice, and we all like being treated nicely. And I'm saying personally, I like talking about this topic because I'm a person who, people that I've had sex with, I send them my nudes all the time. My nudes have never been shared anywhere because those people respect me and they know actually someone's privacy is bigger than my power to think I can share their images on social media.
Let me ask you something, Shoga.
I am a nudist myself. Diana knows this.
Shoga?
And nobody has ever come with information backwards and said, this one.
Sometimes a letter lands with kwa mikono mzuri. Unaona?
Hakuna cha mikono mizuri na mikono mibaya. When I tell you, when it comes to nudes, hakuna mikono mzuri na mikono mibaya. There is just a person who will decide to be malicious. And when they are being malicious in that moment, they are perpetrators. And if they are perpetrators, they deserve to actually face the full force of law. Because hakuna mikono mizuri, there is no mikono mzuri.
You know what is annoying me? I think, Shoga, you're not understanding me. When I say something, wacha niseme kitu Joy. The thing is, hold on, Joy. You know why I get agitated about this topic? Because the people who are involved, they are actually well educated. And when we try to protect them, like fight, go ahead, sue this person, take actions. Wakifika katika hold on, and I'm not at
Miss Joy, wacha amalize. Miss Joy, let Mims finish, then she'll give you the mic. That's why we are going to have a conversation.
There is no way the first person, the second person, the third person, the fourth person, when you try, ushaitetea mtu kinakuramba. It's like maybe mtu amefukuzwa na bwanake amechapwa anajirudi. It's okay kujirudisha kurudi hivi back to back until you learn. The problem on this platform, I'm talking about, sometimes I think we act on emotions on who is this person, but we are on this platform. I don't understand why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mpaka 12. Yes, they're all victims, but mkijaribu kumtetea huyu mtu anarudi as if, and the next person now takes over to kufilisha. Do you know, sometimes I think even they're doing class chasing, because when women come together and say, hold on, now it is too much, we take action, unaona huyu mtu atataki. How, you know, it's so confusing. I understand the victim very well. At the same time, sielewi kwa nini they don't want to push, because mimi uchi yangu ikitolewa, I want to go far and I get my justice. Unaona, mkimtetea inakuja wewe ndiye mbaya. If I get some five women wako side yangu and I'm like, okay, these people, they are going to support me, but these people, when the victims hawataki kusupportiwa, I am not getting it. It's so confusing. It's so back. I think there is some science that is supposed to be done, some research. What is happening? What is happening? We've even seen some people, they even, I don't know, sitaki kutaja ati watu waseme nimewa nini na maugonjwa, and yet, you know, it's so painful as a mother, as a woman, kuona vinembe za watu zikianikwa na mtu mmoja. How lucky can that man be? And no action is done. And even victims, they are protecting this person. Yeah, see,
So, angalia, kukujibu kwa nini one person ana violate women and nothing is happening is because hakuna mtu ana respond. Actually, if kuna watu wanaendanga hapo kusupport na kuprotect, it's actually women, kwa sababu hatujiheshimu, and part of it ni conditioning. So anyway, niko nataka kusema aje, wakati history ya whoever tunaongelea ilitoka, ndio jue men are so selfish na wako kwa power. This guy Musiria, hata sijui kazi yake ni gani, alikuja na alikuwa anasema tunafaa huyu demo anafaa kuchukuliwa hatua. No, the person alimuexpose, unajua? Because alikuwa anasema amejirecord, amefanya nini, unaona? So si ati niko kwa relationship na mtu, I want to impress my man, because they are the same people. Patriarchy inatuambia we need to entertain our men. So it's not like I'm trying to entertain my man, kuweka my relationship pamoja, unajua. Alafu yeye hakuniambia akona bibi, alafu somehow nimefika kwa internet, because najua kuna stories zingine baadaye, but that was the story then. But then this man anakuja, instead of aseme ni vibaya sana uko kwa mahusiano na mtu alafu unamweka kwa internet kuchukulia hatua, anasema the person alishare vitu intimate na mtu mwenye kwa relationship na yeye anafaa kuchukuliwa hatua, you know. And this is why I say, kama wanawake tunaendelea kunyamaza, hatuna power. Men wataendelea kudominate, watachukua power, watawadhalilisha na kuna kitu mtafanya. Tuko na a lot of women representatives, si ati hawaoni hizi stories zote zikihappen. Wanaona zina happen na wanajua sheria inasema hivi na hivi. But most of these women representatives pia hawa wako very male centered, kina Karinyamu na kina Pasaris. So they don't even care what's happening to women. They are not protecting women. Tuna live in a very patriarchal world that men wanna rule. They can violate us, they can do anything they want with us and get away with it. Unajua, because we are not united. And when you try to raise it, the same women you're trying to protect are the very same women who are protecting the perpetrators, the likes of kina Okari. Unajua, mwanamke mzima na watoto. Unajua, you sit there, mwanamme amexpose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women, and you think you're special somehow. Unajua, this has nothing to do with you. You do not protect your fellow women. You do not care for your fellow women. Somehow you think you're special. But kama this man ameviolate wa kwanza, wa pili, wa tatu, utakuwa next. Unajua, no one is above the program. So women, get it together. Get it together. Usiende mwingine akiexpose udhani wewe uko special. A good example ni Pesh. You are not special. No one is above the program. Now, we have so much power as women. Angalia, most of the gifters on this platform are women. So we have so much power to come together as women na tufanye something constructive for us as women. Unajua, a lot of our people are going through domestic violence, vitu kama hizo. We can come together, support each other, na tufanye kitu ya maana. Diana akikuja hapa pesa kwa mjane, women are the very first people to fight her, but you will never see men sit on a platform and advance anything that has to do with women. Unajua ati kutetea wanawake, they will never do it. It's always women doing the most. Unajua, uko na mtoto, why are you doing this and this? But huyu mwanamke hajazaa peke yake, amezalishwa na mwanamume, but we never questioning the man because somehow the society metu condition to think responsibility ni ya mwanamke peke yake, mwanamume hafai kuulizwa anything. You know, so we are hard on women. We don't question these men and they get away with everything and they keep violating us because you're enabling them. Get it together, women. Nimemaliza.
I think the thing I just wanted to emphasize on, and I will go back a bit, just a little, there is no woman, regardless of how many victims a man has accumulated, there is no woman, there is no victim of revenge porn, there is no victim of any form of violence that wakes up in the morning and decides, I'm going to do something that will be dangerous for me. In fact, biologically speaking, statistically, human beings are so like they're very danger averse. They are very keen to not be in danger. Everything that they do not to be in danger. And that's why the conversation of community comes in. And the conversation of community comes in on how we behave when perpetrators share these images or anyone is a victim of violence. There's the conversation of community. Community is not... Community si kusema kama Diana ndo ame-experience revenge porn, eti sitaki Diana aende kusema bado ana defend huyo mtu mwenye alimfanyia revenge porn. Community is ensuring Diana, regardless of whatever decision Diana makes, Diana still has community and people who support her. Because we have to agree, in the history of violence, any form of violence, women take a while before it actually clocks that they are going through violence. Hata tukiketi hapa TikTok maisha yetu yote tuongee kuhusu violence and how people can protect themselves, that doesn't mean we'll wake up tomorrow and there'll be no woman who will go through violence and try to protect the perpetrator. Some will. And everyone has their own different reasons. We have women who have gone through GBV and protect their perpetrators because the perpetrators are fathers of their children. And while it is very difficult for any other person to understand, for them what that clock says, this is the father of my children and I have to protect him. What that person needs, they don't need to be told, wake up, ukichoka uniambie. No. They need to be reminded, stay there, but always know there's community outside of that place. There's people who will always come for you. There are people who will always be protecting you. Because at the end of the day, we forget one thing. Everyone has free will. And even when it comes to law, sahi hata mtu afanywe kitu mbaya aje na aende kotini na koti iko ready kufanya hiyo kesi and iko ready ku provide all the resources that huyo mtu anahitaji for the case to go through. Bado huyo mtu akienda kwa koti aambie koti, akaribie judge na amwambie judge, I want to drop all the charges and everything. Judge hana option than to listen. Kwa sababu judge haizi peleka mtu jela kama mtu mwenye alireport amesema amedrop all the nini, pia yatakuwa anafanya violation. And that's why the whole thing about rights, again, we can't just speak about rights without people understanding when theirs are being violated or justice or nini. Lazima people have to know where they're coming from and everything. And even when you're speaking about revenge porn, it's the same thing. To say it is impossible for one, mimi hata watu wote wenye mmetaja majina, there is no one that I know. I don't follow any of them. I don't interact with that content. And people who have interacted with me, Dana is one of these people. Dana will tell you, I've known Dana since when? Is it 2015 or 2014? I am not sure. And for all the years that I've known Diana and Dana has known me, Dana will tell you, hutanikuta mahali watu wakifanya gossip, hutanikuta mahali watu wakifanya sijui revenge porn, pia mimi na discuss what I feel about it. You will not catch me in those things. In fact, I shut people up and I block them. Nikiona if remotely those things happen. But that doesn't mean I'm unique and it can't happen to me. And when it happens to me, I'm not expecting it. There is nothing that I will be better than anyone else or anything like that. No. But what I do know is one thing. we all need community, and community shouldn't come because people like you or don't like you or whatever. No, community should come just by virtue of anything that happens to one woman, as Miss Joy has said, happens to all women. If it's happening to one woman today, chances of it happening to you tomorrow are very high, because now there's lesser women it's happening to, and you're closer to it possibly happening to you. And so we have to,
for you.
just a second, and we have to create that community. We have to actually acknowledge and respect the fact that just because someone is a victim doesn't mean they don't get to have the right to actually make decisions. Sometimes they'll make bad decisions. Bad decisions and good decisions are all made by human beings. Hakuna mtu mwenye si binadamu mwenye anamake good decisions na wanadamu anamake bad decisions. No, it's still human beings who make good decisions and bad decisions. When they do make those bad decisions, does that mean the perpetrator is not a perpetrator? No. It still means the perpetrator is a perpetrator, and it still means the perpetrator has to be held accountable while still protecting the victim. Sometimes the victim has to feel safe to leave an abusive environment. Before they feel safe, they can't leave. And sometimes, twisted as it may sound, the safest place they know is where they experience abuse, because at least anajua kichapo anachaponga anaachwa, ama anajua picha zake zikiexposiwa ni picha tu zinaexposiwa anaachwa. While akitoka hapa nje, social media, people troll people. Mimi, I've seen people, and this has nothing to do with whether it's men or women. I've seen women, I've seen men who go into boxes like this, and all they do in that whole conversation is troll people. So most of the time, I don't even know who they're talking about, but it's just women who go off and talk about other women, and they troll them. I've seen women who belittle other women and say, so and so is better than so and so. Anajifanya yeye ndo anataka person A. Person A, hiyo si level yake. Ako si nini wanaitanga aje, you are too good for me, they are too good for the other person and everything. And I've seen people talk about that, and sometimes that is what ruins community, because community is making sure mtu akikuwa violated, we don't contribute to it. Yes, inaweza kuwa shared. TikTok, watu watashare vitu. TikTok, anything goes viral. We already know that by now. I don't think it's fair for us to sit here and pretend, oh, kitu itakuwa shared na utajua. Things will be shared and they'll go viral. Maybe you'll just know who is going viral, but things will go viral. When that happens, is there a community that is safe, that protects people, that speaks about these issues? Even if you only have 2 viewers who views your stories, 2 viewers who views your posts, do you talk about things that actually makes sure you teach people about these things? Kwa sababu sometimes community is that mtu akiingia online anaona alitajwa, but sahi akutajwa akiambiwa fulani picha zake zilipostiwa, alitajwa ikiambiwa whatever happened to Diana is not a good thing, and we should all rally against it. When they see that, they actually know they have people who are rallying behind them, whether they know them or not. And then that way we protect each other. And then when we protect each other, hata nini ifanyike, hata victim akiamua kurudi kwa perpetrator wake, there's still a safety net of protection that is created by people who have created a community that makes it easy for victims to come back and say, you know what, nimeenda nimejionea na nimechoka, now I want out completely, I need help. And then people come together and help. Because I think I've seen enough of how we even attack people who try to protect people. I've seen enough of that. I've seen enough, both as someone who works in the space of protecting and fighting for women's rights and queer rights and everything, but also who has seen many people who have come before me, who have worked with, that have actually been fought for trying to do the right thing. So whether we like it or not, part of the problem is we don't know how to build communities that are founded on zero judgment, protection, safety, care, and just showing up for each other, regardless of whether we like each other, we like what is happening or not, we like the people who these people are associated with. In fact, watu wanangojanga Meriliza akifanywa kitu mbaya, mtu mwingine anakuja anatokea naye anasema Meriliza yeye afanywe kitu mbaya kwa sababu pia watu yeye ana deserve kufanywa kitu mbaya nini. The more you say that, the more you're not protecting each other. The more we are building a community that is okay for people to actually do this nonsense. Mumbi, you wanted to ask something.
Shoga, niko nasema aje, unaona venye tuna struggle na vitu kama religion, even though sitaki kwenda deep kwa religion, tuangalie other systems that zimekuwa shaped na watu wengine, zimeintroduciwa kwetu, na we are really struggling to deconstruct and to leave them behind. I think patriarchy is one of it. na ni very dangerous. Unajua ina affect both men and women, even though sometimes I get so mad. Sangine pia natulia kidogo, nasema wacha niwaelewe kidogo, kwa sababu venye umelelewa, what has been introduced to you, venye umekondishiwa, unajua umekuwa conditioned, sangine ina shape venye una behave na venye una reason. So unless uko na hiyo willpower ama uangalie outside the box and start deconstructing, uta behave venye umekuwa programmed. Na patriarchy is a big thing. Angalia venye tulireziwa. Wacha tuongee kuhusu Kenya, mali si wote tumetoka. Tulikuwa kama wanawake tulikuwa tunaambiwa, like wasichana wadogo, tulikuwa tunashapiwa for marriage. Tulikuwa tunaambiwa lazima ujue kupika, lazima upate bwana, usipopata bwana unajua. So tumeshapiwa na hiyo mindset. Tunaona kukua na amani is actually a big thing, unajua. So sasa hivi venye tumeanza kupata power, for me I think ni kuona tu vitu kama domestic violence, how women wamekuwa disempowered, na why do we need to serve men for the rest of our lives. Unajua kwa nini hatuna equal powers, na eventually tumepata hiyo equal power. Na ukienda western countries unaona a lot of women hawako sana, not all of them but hawako sana kwa hiyo patriarchal kama African women. Inaweza sema ni conditioning. Sasa zingine nasemanga we need to deconstruct tuende polepole, but it's really hard to have conversation with our people, kwa sababu mtu akikuja anasema unajua this is what is happening to women, ama anatakiwa. How many times Dana amejaribu, hata kona roho, I would never do it. Unajua kwa sababu you care for your community, you care for the people. Naambia look, wanawake kuna patriarchy, tumekuwa we are marginalized. Unajua na ikifika ni issues to do with women, we have to come together as women, because ya venye unajua, but still they have this very same people watakupinga because tumekuwa conditioned kupigana sisi kwa sisi. Mwenye na benefit sio sisi, tunaendelea kutumika, tunaendelea kufanywa vitu kama hizo. Unajua that's why men wana record wanawake hapa kwa TikTok for fun. It's just for fun, unajua. Cause mtu kama huyo ati mlikuwa mna date, uko married, but mmemalizana na yeye anakuexpose. Unajua hajali venye ana share nude yako, unampenda, una share uchi wako because tunadhani ni chali yako. They don't care for you. Once amedana na kila kitu, anaipass kwenye anataka, because venye unamchukulia si venye anakuchukulia. And when we say let's have a conversation as women, kwa sababu we have so much power as women, the very same women ndio watu wa kwanza kukupiga. After kidogo they are very same people wanakupigia, wanapitia domestic violence, ama wamekuwa exposed, ama wameachwa. Unajua kwa sababu people hawataki kuengage na facts. Tukiwaambia these patterns imekuwa studied, wazazi wetu walifanya, wazazi wetu walifanya. Feminism haikuanza tu hivyo, ilianza because women were oppressed. Unajua ilikuwa a big movement because women were oppressed. And so when we try having these conversations with our Kenyan people, with our Kenyan women, unajua ni wivu, ni vitu kama hizo, you want to fight your fellow women, nani ana benefit? I've never seen every time mwanaume anapitia shida, women we come together, we want to support. Ni Mkenya mwenzetu. I've heard some women say wana justify, niko na vijana pia so I need to support. But kwa nini hao wafikiri hivyo? I've been on so many male platforms, most of them hata wamezaliwa na single mothers, but bado hawakupatia the same priority yenye unawapatia. Unajua it's conditioning. That's why when a woman does something tunakujanga gun blazing, when a man does something tuna excuse. Big Daddy akiexpose wanawake hakuna mtu anasema anything, if anything tunaenda kusupport. Mwanamke akiexposiwa tunamkumbusha vinyako na watoto. Unajua hiyo double standard, mpaka tunaenda kwa platform yake kumsupport. Tunaenda kusupport someone amekuwa accused of domestic violence. Wanawake tuko na shida, and I think it's conditioning. Anyway, nimemaliza.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Dana, you can.
I wanted to just say something to what you said, Shoga, that the reason why community is not really strengthening is because of burnout. There's
Yeah.
something called exhaustion, activism, burnout, because we are human and sometimes we can get tired of talking about the same things all the time. And also, when the community of the activists also is not growing. It is just, same faces. We are not impacting other people to take up the mantle. So the burden becomes too much. That's why the community does not grow. The growth process is slower compared to what is happening, the amount of abuse. So even if you're impactful, you're teaching, you're making people understand what's going on, it the amount of abuse and the number of people that actually are victims becomes way more than the balance of the activists or the people that are supposed to build community to protect them. That is actually what is happening, and it's sad because people just get exhausted and they choose to be quiet because at the end of the day, there's really like you feel like it's a repetitive cycle. It's unfortunate that we can talk or even have this conversation based on that, but it's the truth. So I'm really grateful to all of you for coming. I'll give the mic to Shoga, and then I'm gonna have to drop the live. It's my birthday, and I'm getting ready to go out to dinner. So
Sasa Dana, thank you so much for your platform. Nilikuwa tunataka
yeah,
kukumbusha wanawake wakumbuke power yao na wasaidiane. Anyway, thank you so much. Bye.
thank you everybody. Thank you everybody. This was really a good conversation. Something I would love to have on my birthday. So I'm very grateful. So thank you. So I'll give the
Happy
mic to
birthday.
Shoga to close or say something, and then I'll end my live. Thank you.
Yeah, I think for me, whenever I have these conversations, there's a bit of being taken aback that happens because I think, and that has allowed me probably to have so much grace for women throughout, because I feel like most of the time when we have conversations, it's very easy for me to come with the privilege of information and knowledge, but also experience, because this is not work that I've started doing yesterday or the day before yesterday. This is work I've done for so long, and so because of that, I've accumulated knowledge, information, but also experience and how to maneuver certain conversations and all that type of stuff. And I think one thing that has taught me is we also have to understand that different women are at different stages of their becoming, and that can mean so many things, because that doesn't mean they will not marry or be married. That doesn't mean they will not share their nudes with people who they love and care for at one point or another. That doesn't mean they will not experience that different stages of, like, even when we were talking about sexuality education and young children and how to maneuver that, everyone is at a different stage. And for me, I think most of the time when I speak about community and I speak about these conversations and I speak about these things that are happening, it's very, very important to understand. And Femme Fatale has posted something that has made me say this, actually, that not all women can be saved. The fact that people enter with mentality of saving, a lot of times people get frustrated with, say, for example, a victim of GBV who keeps on going back to their perpetrator, husband or partner or whoever it is. People get tired of this person because they're frustrated that they can't remove them from that situation. And what the underlying thing happen is savior complex. And a lot of times these people don't need saving. Again, they just need people to stand with them until they have their moment, because of the fact that they are at different stages of their journeys, and that can look like different things to different people. And I know it's very, very easy to say, because I'm a survivor of GBV, I don't want to see any other person going through it. What we don't realize is we will never face perpetrators off the face of the earth. And by virtue of that alone, we'll always have people who will be victims of these perpetrators. But what we can do is we can actually continuously give space, give grace, create spaces where people can be able to talk about things like this, like the way we are doing now. And then over, beyond and above, create communities that we constantly say, like, regardless of burnout, regardless of how exhausted we are, regardless of how we feel like I've outgrown this thing, other people should do it and everything. Still being able to be that person who there's always layers and layers and layers and layers of community, that at the end of the day hata tukifikia mtu mwenye akona burnout na yeye ndo peke yake anaweza saidia. It's from a point of there's many channels, there's many avenues, there's many platforms, there's many people that we've tried to reach out that have not been able to, and so now we are trying to reach out maybe to more people and all that, but creating that chain of people who we know if there's a crisis right now, there's actually people we can be able to actually, have conversations with them, have community with these people, have these dialogues with people and all that. And over, beyond and above that, thank you so much, Diana, for having this platform. Happy birthday. I love you. I know you know that, and I hope you have the best of the birthdays yet. And hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You know I love you too. Thank you so much. And I commend you for your work. You know that. I
Yeah.
recognize your work, and I hope keep on doing what you do. It's important. Yeah. And thank you for explaining things as they should have been, for being articulate. Wait, just give me a second. I was matching up these things, and you don't match them up, it goes away. So thank you for everything that you've been doing. I appreciate you. I want you to know that, in as much as we don't get to say it all the time, thank you. I see you, and I do appreciate the work that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
So
much.
everybody else, thank you for your birthday wishes. I do appreciate them so much. Let's keep teaching women. Let's keep creating spaces that are safe for women and having conversations which are necessary, just like this one. I think this is one of the best part of my birthday today. I love talking about issues of women, and I'm so grateful that I did get to have that opportunity to do it with you all. So thank you so much. Enjoy your evening, everybody.
So thank you so much for watching the video to the end. Remember to like, share, comment, and if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. So guys, thank you. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Bye.